Beerus, my lord. Is there something you wish to say?
Here it comes.
Warning. This is a global blackout. Testing the left speaker. Left. Testing the right speaker. Right. Surround successfully recovered. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for...
Forget about the way it used to be. This is not a damn democracy. We are in a state of emergency, and my word is law. There's only one boss in this place, and that's me, the HNIC.
And what it do, y'all? It's your boy King Kurt live, back at it again on another motherfucking Wednesday night. We are in full circulation and syndication abroad from one end of the earth to the other. No, I'm just lying. We are live on Tubi currently. And no, we're not even we ain't even get to Tubi yet. We on your cell phones. And that's what matters most. That you watch us there. And we have an amazing panel of dope black nerdy creators as usual, and we're going to talk heavy and our shit on all the hot topics that you have either sent to us, we found affected the culture, or of our own personal importance. We're going to talk a little shit about it this week. This is episode number 307. Just hilarious is the donkey of the day. Pretty straightforward conversation that we're going to have for our main topic. If you haven't heard, the Breakfast Club, New York's number one, probably the number one radio station in the nation. They've had a little bit of a hiccup between some of their hosts, started by Corey Holcomb. A lot of comedian crime being doled out, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later on if you stick in there with us. We have Teffy's hot topic. Apparently niggas are coming together to collectively put their black foot in some people's asses, and we actually have a new segment that we're going to be giving over to somebody that's joining our panel for the first time in a really motherfucking long time. But we're going to get these introductions out of the way. Got to pull up on the cousins first. As always, Mr. Polly and Picky. It always kills me that he has that as his tagline because, isn't the very nature of being Polly not picky?
No, that's actually not true, and that's why I put that there.
So you're picky with your Polly?
Exactly.
Do you pick your Polly?
Hope so.
If Polly picked the pocket,
if your poly's in your pocket, you go pick it. I ain't mad at you, bro. I ain't mad at you at all. Basim the Dream, please introduce yourself.
What's up, people? It's Basim the Dream. You can find me everywhere as Basim the Dream, even on Lemonade or the Tickety Talkies and things like that. I'm a grandpa, but I'm not a grandpa.
You're a grandpa, but you're not a grandpa. You are officially a grandpa, so shout out to you.
2 times.
And raising black kids that have black kids. Like Umar said, snow bunnies never black women forever. Holding it down as always out that Detroit swing way. Queen E, the illustrious cosplay goddess. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, it's your favorite cosplaying cousin from the Midwest. First time on in a long time besides the show's hiatus. Life be lifing and survival mode kicking strong.
You ain't never lied about that.
Which is why I've been slow on the cosplays, but follow me, Queenie Cosplays, on pretty much everything. I do have new stuff coming this weekend. BlurredCon picks up, and that was a time.
Yeah, you was drunk a lot from what I heard. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? Damn.
Yeah, like, that's a lot.
Yes, a bitch got lit during the weekend because been life in for the first 2 months of the year, and I could not. Right. So
you better guzzle that bottle, girl. Deep throat it if you. Oh, never mind. All right, I'm glad you had a good time at BlurredCon. Speaking of deep throating, one of my favorite people from out the shy. Look, wait a minute.
I knew it was coming. I promise you. I was like,
no, shut up.
That's why I looked away. I was like, he finna say some shit.
I knew it was coming with the deep throat. That's a wild soundbite.
Yo, I'm just.
But the thing is, at least they know and they know what they want to like. So.
And this is why BK, whenever BK shows up, everybody go crazy. Be like, ooh, who that pretty nigga with all them locks? I hate his hair. But
I'm supposed to take it down.
Wow.
Don't be like that. At least I expect you to have it. Like, I ain't got nothing going. It's barren under this motherfucking hat. That's why I wear the X hat. They think I'm black. I'm just bald. Anyway, love my brother from out the shy, holding it down as always. Back excellence to its highest effect. See, I said all nice shit after the fact. I called you a deep throater. BKE, tell the people who you be.
I mean, I be a deep throater apparently, but it's your boy BKE for life. Your streaming cosplay, published cosplaying. I'm gonna keep saying that. I published cosplayer, actor, dancer.
He got money.
Booked dancer. I'm in a music video this Friday, so after work, so I gotta get ready for that.
He was in Kanye's performance.
Yeah, I did Kanye West. I was
that the one with the Nazis?
I was asked to audition for the Super Bowl for Kendrick, but I didn't have a PTO to take it. And I didn't want to lose my job.
You let PTO keep you from being.
Hey, let me tell you, like she said, life be life, and I had to take care of some things, and I couldn't take a risk at this moment. It was a moment where I couldn't take a risk. It was literally like
tap into your sugar mamas. Y'all playing.
We're sugar.
I mean, I don't know about the mama part, but the daddy is
daddies.
There.
Oh, you got the sugar daddy out there. I wasn't gonna put all your business out there, but you know,
they there.
Hopefully, we get you a Splenda auntie. Can we get you a Splenda auntie?
I would like a Splenda auntie actually, but no, seriously, ask the BlurredCon folks. I was in a room like, oh shit, I forgot to let them know I was here. Ooh. It was a whole moment. Okay,
you was out there skipping and dipping. That's how I like. Look,
I was like, damn, I've been here since Thursday and it's Saturday, and I ain't say shit. I was like, oh shit.
You know, you got to check in if you want to keep them checks coming.
Exactly.
Or make it seem like you weren't there.
Hey, listen.
Oh no, they knew I was coming.
I got a couple sweet and low cousins, so I understand. I gotta get that.
But I ain't gonna lie though. What caught me off guard? I ain't know Basim was that damn tall. I was like, what the fuck? Caught me way off guard. I was like,
oh shit,
this nigga big as hell.
BK.
So, I know I'm short, but damn.
No, I was about to say, BK, when we first met, I was like, hey, this nigga, You fashionable, but you way down there. What you doing? Me and BK wore the same shit to the same same party, same.
Wow. No, what was that part? What was that?
And that's why people was asking me this weekend. I know you know where the cuddle party at. I was like, he's not even here.
Yo. So many people were so disappointed that we did. We do not always have to throw cuddle parties when we come to events. We do other things. We do normal shit.
We have other talents.
Don't do that.
We have other talents.
God,
they wanted that.
I mean,
okay, to be fair, remember I only met y'all because of a cuddle party.
That's what I'm about to say. I met everybody for the first time at the cuddle party.
I'm just mad I've never been to a cuddle party.
You've never been to one of
I've always skated. I've been like, all right, y'all. Bye, y'all. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. See you at morning for breakfast.
I'll say this. We have successfully in 5 years kept the goings on behind that closed door secret because of the way we curate a very specialized event for Black creatives and lifestyle lovers.
Y'all creating something.
Oh,
I mean, it's a couple babies born.
Hey, it's a couple. Hold on, it's a couple babies born, a couple named after us, and 3 marriages.
That's a pretty good track record.
I'm just saying.
That's better than Tinder.
That is definitely a great track record.
Listen, and
that's better than Match.com.
I'm just saying. And we've only been shut down by the hotel police one time. That's good. A lot of drugs. Anyway, all right, moving on. I meant prescription, all medicinal.
It was definitely medicinal.
Don't prescribe it. No. Anywho, all right, moving on. Hey, you might see a new face. Teffy Wonder apparently has been under vicious attack by the patriarchy.
Every motherfucking
week. And apparently God, who's a Black woman, felt the necessity.
Won't she do it?
To balance the scales. It's bad enough he was like, you know what, I'm pulling up tonight. But the heavy hitters done came out. Anytime they called the Avengers to come back them up. This is the original Black Widow for y'all that don't fucking know. When I say she has held it down, not only in media, but as a perennial figure here in the Black nerd community, I have a deep reveration for this particular individual. And she is the only other person shorter than BKE. So I protect my ankles. I knew you knew it was coming. You knew.
I'm just catching
we
all
be
the
so close to having a moment.
So crazy.
You'll notice throughout the course of this show, I'll say like 20 nice things and then something shitty at the end. The inverse of what I do with BK, which is all shitty things and then one nice thing at the end. Because I have to love them anyway. Bree, please, for the first time in a long time, cousin, introduce yourself.
Hey, y'all. I would say I'm your girl, but you probably haven't seen me in X amount of years. But you can catch me tweeting, commenting, talking shit, typically in the comments down below. I am your friendly neighborhood John, and I'm here. I'm queer, and you're going to love it.
Oh, I love that. You put that spit on the back end like you don't have a choice but to be on Team Bree.
Exactly.
It's Women's History Month, and we have the history.
Oh, it is Women's History.
It is Women's History Month.
Is that? Do we really have to say herstory?
It's Black Women Making History Month. That's what the official title is. We just shortened it.
That sounds like a DEI title. I didn't want to.
Wow. Like, it really is Black Women History Month.
Sir, this is a DEI program. I don't know what you.
Don't do that. We gonna get shut. We's gonna get shut down. You can't talk like that with Massa out here.
Listen,
I'm okay with being a nepo baby.
I almost said something. I was like, "We live. I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah, listen. Worry about your jobs and be mindful.
It was about to fly out. It was about to fly out, and I was like,
"Be mindful, niggas. Be mindful." As always, though, the queen bee of the HNIC, the one who always holds it down, my wonder clone, and my worst nemesis, all in the same. Because you know why? Don't do your shit. You're the only other woman I'll consistently argue with and still talk to. without smoking weed. Anywho, Teffy Wonder,
Wow.
could you please introduce yourself? And did you get your spiel right this week?
Stop minding my business.
Yes, ma'am.
Because let's get it straight. I'm the only woman worth arguing with.
Damn. That's how I feel every time you go to pop fly to me. I feel like I'm gonna knock all this shit over. But,
That's fine.
You'll
pick it back up when you're done.
And we talking about Just Hilarious today. I can already imagine how this is going to go by the end of it, because it's black women versus black women, and I love the fact that I have black women in media who have to traverse all this. It's going to be a good conversation. Teffy Wonder, let's get this thing kickstarted. Go ahead on.
What's up, guys? It is at Teffy Wonder here, your wonderful melanated mocha-fied merge on. Happy Wednesday, beloveds, bro. I was asleep earlier. I really wasn't.
He was getting them Z's.
Baby, hard sleep too. I was like, oh God, I gotta get the child off the bus. Like, listen, you take a day off work, and it's just good for the soul. In this capitalistic hellscape, take a day off. Fuck that job.
Big facts.
I'm just saying, unless you like BK and you'll never have no fucking PTO, but
I swear. I'm checking today. I got 3 days right now, but I'm gonna use them.
Hey, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. And if you want to know what else we got the fuck going on, go to our website, headnerdsincharge.com, sign up for our email list. You can see all of our comings and goings. What we doing? Bye. I'm sure we probably finna pop out maybe at Super Game Day.
We have actually a couple of events that we're curating currently. We have Legends of the City we're putting together again, which is basically our content greet, and a Super Game Day is also one of those events that we always pull up on. And I just learned about something called Magstock, which is Magfest, but with a Woodstock concert vibe.
Ciao.
And it's 4 days of nothing but music, barbecue, mayhem, and apparently a lot of cocaine. So obviously that's the scene I'm trying to pull up on.
Y'all can party with white girl, but I'm gonna be minding my business. While y'all on our website though, make sure y'all pick up some of our dope ass merch. We got t-shirts, hats, hoodies, bras, draws, bags, blankets, stickers, socks. You want it, we got it at headnerdsincharge.com. Shout out to everybody who came through our panels at BlurredCon and got one of our Pole Curious Kitten ribbons. Hopefully HNIC will be back next year and we'll have ribbons of our own. I might start doing that for all of our little events, getting like our ribbons and wristbands and stuff back.
I love it. They love our little trinkets.
They do. Sign up for our Patreon and whatnot. Patreon.com/headnerdsincharge.
All right. Listen, we got a lot to get through. We have some great hot topics that we're going to talk about. If you got to check out Tubi Tuesdays is back in full effect, y'all. Thank y'all for supporting that, especially us over on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, make sure to give us a follow. And if you can, get the hype train started. I just learned about that shit yesterday because I'm old. I also don't have a TikTok, which apparently Teffy likes to berate me for now.
All right. Okay, Granddad.
Not everybody likes TikTok, bro.
Did I say anything?
Yes, actually you did say something.
My grandma got a TikTok, but all right.
Do your grandma put twerk videos like you do?
Wow. When is the last time I posted a twerk video on TikTok? All right then.
Don't do that.
Listen, you're the one out here.
You stay on the pole. You don't stay on the pole. You stay on the pole. Okay. So pole
and twerking is not the same. You would know that if you came to BlurredCon and came to our panel.
I'm just saying we berating people for posting twerk videos. I don't know where we're going as a culture.
Damn.
Like you're really about to
actually losing recipes.
That was valid.
I want to defend you, Kurt, but I can't.
Yeah, I ain't go front. I don't shut me up already. God damn, you just
also you on Zuckerberg's Facebook with butt plugs in your mouth. I don't know why you worried about
wait. You can't just say that. You gotta
I only have one question, Kurt. I got one question. I got one question.
I know.
Go ahead. You know what my question is? Did you pull it out and then put it in your mouth? Did you rinse it?
First off, it was it was brand new out the pack. It is not used.
All
But
right.
fuck you, Tess.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You know, if y'all don't follow my Facebook, which is wild to say because that's old in and of itself, y'all won't know what she's talking about. And if you're listening to this after the fact, you follow Curtis King Brown, my personal Facebook page where I post comedic content that may be of a risque nature, but you don't have to put my business out there. First of all,
I'm just warning you, if y'all follow him, you're gonna be dunking your phone in holy water every day.
No, the bad part was instantly she said, please put your phone down, cut the internet off.
Right.
Stay off.
We need Diddy out of jail so he can cut your internet off one last time.
I wouldn't say she put your business out there, but anything, she promoted your page.
First of all, it's a public page. I don't have to put anything out there that he didn't put out himself. Secondly, now my twerk videos don't seem so salacious, do they?
Well played.
My
nigga. Okay, that's how we playing. Let's get the hot topics, y'all. Are we ready to start this show and not talk about my comedic antics? Can we start the show? Is everybody excited for that?
Yeah, because I was about to say we almost went 30 minutes, but then you called me a deep throw. I was like, that was like 5 minutes, so you know the timer. We almost set a record.
We're doing better. Introductions have gotten shorter.
We might get that YouTube money one day yet.
Fuck out of here. We'll have to start a whole nother channel. This shit is the hood over here. Our YouTube channel is K&A. It's Kensington. They just let us have it. They don't let us rock. It's nutty. Anyway, hot topics.
Saga made it.
Ooh, there's so much going in and going on Beyonce's internet. Let's get some of the political stuff out of the way first. Elon Musk recently had comments about what's been going on with Tesla and how you fake ass revolutionists is out here burning up stuff, attacking this poor billionaire, hurting his profit. And he had this to say about you. And you know what? I must say, he makes a compelling argument. Oh, wait, it's muted. Hold on. Okay, now you
me that there's this level of really hatred and violence from the left. I always thought the left, or Democrats, were supposed to be the party of empathy, the party of caring, and yet they're burning down cars, they're firebombing dealerships, they're firing bullets into dealerships, they're just smashing up Teslas. Tesla is a peaceful company. We've never done anything harmful. I've never done anything harmful. I've only done productive things. So I think we just have a deranged. There's some kind of mental illness thing going on here, because this doesn't make any sense.
Kanye called the wrong person the R word.
Don't do that, because he's artistic.
But no. Listen. I was gonna say that earlier. On the comment. He is absolutely he is. But I did not want to offend my son or Tef's son or anybody else that may be on the spectrum as well. I'm not offending them by just saying. It's like the 2B joint last night when the boy was like, yo, I got a disease, I'm addicted to sex. It's like cancer. It's the same.
I'm just saying he can't formulate whole sentences or a coherent.
My boy is skipping like a CD in the early 2000s.
I swear he sound like a robot. He sound like one of them AI automated voicemails.
Yeah.
Nah, that was the
buffering. That's all it was. Just had to give it time.
He was buffering.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing talk to text. Somebody was like, "Fuck."
Right.
Get that shit squared up.
It's the fact that he tried to call somebody else mentally ill. Like, dude, I've done
That's the first time I've ever heard his
you
voice.
Fired
before.
people. You
wait. Hold on. Bree, you never. That was the first time you heard his voice.
Because
I think that might be the
him.
second
Every time
time.
I see him, I'm just like,
me too.
Yeah.
That might be the second time that I've heard his voice.
Yeah, that was my first time actually hearing him speak like
Oh
in a
no!
hot second.
Wow.
When he did the Zeke high, and
I
that little
all I saw was that clip. Like the rest of I listen.
You
Speaking
mean
of
the
When he
Roman?
was
I
in,
watched
when he
everything
was in
with
the
the captions
Oval
on, so
Office.
I mute it and just read like what's going on in the captions.
Nah,
I don't
when he was in the
actually
Oval
listen to his
Office,
voice.
his son told President
Oh
Trump,
yeah, when it's
"You're not the
yeah,
president."
like
And
you're
he
not the president. Why are you here?
like,
Yes.
yeah, when
Yeah, I did hear him then. That was the first. That was the first time I heard him.
Wait, but go ahead, BK. You were saying when you first heard it in the Oval Office, what?
like he sounded like that, like a broken record. And his son literally looked at Donald Trump and was like, "You're not the president. Why are you here?"
Both of them artistic.
Like,
No, his son just a bastard.
his son,
Oh,
is
damn.
his son is
His
just a
son's just telling the
badass.
truth.
His son is a badass. He repeating what
The
he
mouths of
heard.
babes.
He's
Yo.
repeating what he heard because there's no way a child that
Badass
young
white
will be
kid.
saying that.
Because black kids, you
What?
better not embarrass me in front of all these motherfucking cameras. I'd have beat the black. Well, no,
Boy.
I
The
would.
crazy part is he not embarrassed though. He like, and what you gonna do about it?
Exactly.
Well, when you give the president $250,000, $250 million to get elected, I'm just
I mean,
saying.
he got Trump shaking ass and selling Teslas.
He
Are we
was
really
out on the lawn
surprised?
working.
Yeah.
That is like the most illegal thing to do.
Bro, don't please. Anywho, so this administration has had. Look, I'm trying to stay out of trouble. But what I will talk about is Tesla. I understand the resistance in capitalism, and you could directly attack a company because the CEO, the face of the company, involved himself in politics. They have already had one of their major investors call for him to step down as the CEO. And now so many people have lost money on Tesla. The stock is down 30%, and Elon has lost billions of dollars of his own wealth. At what point do y'all think it'll be, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have did this? Do you think he'll have an oh shit moment, or do you think he's going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off?
He's gonna ride till the wheel fall off.
He's gonna ride till the wheels fall off, like, because he's still gonna find ways to make money, like especially with all these cuts that are happening in the government. Who do you think they're contracting out to for employees?
Yeah,
He legit get paid.
He's making something like $800 million, like
He
a
get
day.
paid
or
$8
whatever.
million a day from the government.
Oh yeah, so the stockholders are mad because they're losing money. He's not.
Yeah, because remember, Tesla's losing money, but he still has Starlink. He still has other companies, and he's trying to. Well, I'm almost told you I can't tell. He doing stuff. He's doing stuff within the government too, as these cuts happen, to then also supplement those gaps with his own companies, which that's capitalism, y'all. I mean, it's unfortunately it's been perverse into politics, but Elon Musk says stop burning his shit. And what I will say is nobody likes them ugly ass Lego SUV. That is an ugly car. I'm sorry.
They look like Kanye West's new grill, where it's just like the munch mouth. That's what they look like.
The tinfoil, yes.
They put aluminum foil on this.
Look like a Sentinel.
Yeah, the Cybertrucks look like that. The Teslas, the cars are nice.
I don't even like the Teslas because they're too small.
Yeah, I will say they're a little.
I'm
compact.
6'2", 300 pounds. Them shits sucks to me.
I can't drive that out of town.
Yeah.
They don't have electric gas stations on the road when you traveling.
Oh wait a minute, hold on. Don't do that. I am 6'2".
6'2" of what?
He's definitely 6'2" because I'm 6'1".
I believe you, but 6'2" of what?
You know what? Don't do that.
American metric system or
Yes.
like
ma'am,
European?
I
What
am
you doing?
6'2".
6 feet.
How can you judge from down there?
Because I'm used to looking up. I know what up look like.
That's because I'm wider, so I fuck up your peripheral.
Not my peripheral.
You be like, oh, damn, that nigga round. Hold on.
You're not helping.
I gotta add in the circumference.
Yeah, and thank
Carry
you.
the pie.
Nah, you're three.
Listen.
March 14th just passed. So yes, when Pie Day, that's me. I eat pie. Anywho, all right. So Elon Musk is I don't want to say he's R word, but somebody did say the R word, and apparently it made major headlines. Kanye West, he came at Jay-Z's and Beyonce's kids for some reason and gave out a random tweet that said, Wait, has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? They are R word. No, like literally. This is why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having R word children is a choice.
I don't care what beef you have with other adults. Do not drag no children into your shit.
No, at this point, he needs to be punched in the face.
No, like once you involve children, all bets are off. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like that's so immature, stupid, and just ignorant. Like what the fuck? They're babies, and at the end of the day, if something is mentally challenging wrong with them, that doubles down on your wrongness. Because why are you talking about mentally ill children? Like
I can't wait till he gets hit with whatever lawsuit they decide to come up with.
Well, they didn't they hit him with the swastika lawsuit?
No, they
I'm saying like the Carters
just shut everything down.
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
Carters.
Shopify.
I can't wait to see what they hit him with.
Okay, I see. Kanye has been on an epic run of ignorance. He said slavery was a choice.
Not ignorance. That at this point, that's not
mean.
ignorance. That's hate.
You saying it's just malicious?
Yeah, that's hatefulness. That's that's evilness. That's not like ignorance, willful or otherwise. Because ignorance implies like you don't know any better. Or you don't know what you're saying. He knows what he's saying and he knows what he's doing. Every one of his tweets is an intentional choice. He's talking about that being the choice. No, getting on Twitter, proofreading that, and posting it is a fucking choice.
Wait, Tef. Oh, I don't want to be the Kanye defender, but let me say this: did you see his documentary?
No.
On his Netflix documentary,
Genius,
the one where his mom died and all that. Where they talk about his mom died.
Yeah, Kanye is not mentally well.
So no. So that's fine. But you go be mentally well by yourself. Don't be mentally unwell all over these people's children who did nothing to you.
You have a mentally unwell president.
And to the rest of us. Yeah, but people voted for the president. Nobody's voting for Kanye.
Okay, and let me just say this point, and I agree. First, let me preface it with I agree with you. Also, I've watched some things recently where, especially with social media, they had a Dark Side of Comedy. It's on Hulu about Roseanne Barr, and she was going through all kinds of mental and emotional things, and she got effectually canceled for all the things that she put out on Twitter, and before it was X. And come to find out, she had like mental instability. She got into a car accident, which changed her personality and her mental faculties forever. Now, if we had known that then, would we have given her grace? I don't know. I'm not. Go ahead.
I don't care.
I
have a sister who has a traumatic brain injury. It does affect your personality. I'm not saying that like I'm not saying he's not going through something. I'm not saying he don't need help. What I am saying is that doesn't absolve you from what the fuck you say and what the fuck you do. RFK got a whole fucking worm in his brain and he is causing harm. He needs to be held the fuck accountable and put in a goddamn nursing home somewhere.
Okay. But I think the thing that we're missing is that Kanye West only acts like this when he's dropping something. He did all that foolishness, and then at 1:00 he dropped, I think it was a short film and maybe a project, and y'all were still on Twitter reviewing it. Like, we can't sit here and think that Kanye West actually believes this. He only pops shit when he's dropping sneakers, swastikas.
That's what I'm saying, bitch. You're not that mentally ill.
Sneakers and swastikas is a wild combination.
Tell that to Ye.
He's not that mentally ill. I don't care how he is or not.
That's not true. Tef, you hold on. You cannot diagnose how mentally ill a person is. Period.
If they're promoting their brand.
Just because they have moments of lucidity. Just because they have moments. Hold on. You can't admonish them for being. No. Let me rephrase. You can. Look, I'm being careful because it's Women's History Month. Don't want to argue with too many black women at once. What I will say is, yes, I agree with you. Yes, he absolutely should be held accountable for what he says. And yes, for me personally, a modicum of grace has to be afforded to him, because I know for a fact, based on the documentary and the documentary only, that boy ain't right. He ain't mentally right, and it's not just emotionally he ain't right. Like he's diagnosed that when he is not on his medication, he do dumb shit. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
And again, as somebody with family members with mental issues, like Your Honor, the jury has decided mentally fucking issues.
Right.
You have to be responsible for yourself and be held accountable. I don't care how mentally ill you are. If you're going to go out causing harm, saying harmful shit, you need to be held accountable. You don't get no fucking grace because you decided to take your pill for 2 days.
No,
I don't know. He's
no, like I
the only
get
grace he gets is Jay-Z's nuts not grazing his fucking lips for calling his children that.
So I get it, like, yes, give grace and like understand why people may act a certain way because of like whatever mental issues they have going on. Like I'm not always rainbows and sunshine coming out my ass. Like my depression gets bad. But
not out the ass though. Is there a butt plug for that? Never mind. Go ahead.
Yes.
You would know.
No, you ate it.
Well played, E. I'm glad to see you back in form.
But anyway, so like you are responsible for taking care of whatever issues you have. I have my meds that I take every day. I am responsible for that. I'm responsible for getting myself scheduled for therapy. If Kanye's been diagnosed, again, I haven't seen the documentary. I just see what I see on social media and, you know, over the years, like everybody else.
Right.
I knew he wasn't well up to at a certain point, but like now you too grown to not know, okay, I'm diagnosed. Okay, maybe I should get this type of help. And especially with the kind of money he has, like there's no excuse.
I get
he
you.
has more
He has the
access than
resources.
most of us.
You saying he has the resources?
He has resources. He has time. He has the at least cognitive ability. If you are able to type, you are able to tell someone, "Hey, can you take me to this doctor? Can you take me to this clinic? Can
He
you
has
take
a
me to
wife.
the pharmacy to get my meds?"
Does he? He just said that she was sex trafficking his kids.
They got divorced.
No, they got
Thank
divorced.
God.
He's got a new
When
wife.
did it finalize? When did it finalize? I know he
They
filed for divorce recently.
That's not his wife.
Yeah.
That's his employee. That bitch is getting a severance package.
Yeah, I'm about to say he trips her out with her titties out. I'm not saying I'm not mad at that, but also I'm pretty sure she's
Okay, now we hating on titties.
That's trafficking that he's accusing his ex.
I hate those.
I'm mad at that.
You'll never hate on titties.
You're forcing your wife's nakedness upon the world. That's no.
Allegedly.
No, we saw it. It was
allegedly. We forced.
Oh, the force is alleged. Okay.
It's alleged. I saw the titties. I mean, it was definitely naked.
She had some nice titties.
Okay, whether it's
She
not
did have
forced,
it.
whether
I ain't gonna
it's
front.
not forced,
The Yiddies was
every time
Yiddy.
it goes somewhere, we see her nakedness.
That
and it's just
girl
like,
got
no.
like a master's degree in like architecture or whatever, and all niggas care about her titties, which is wild.
Yes, I saw them titties and
I am delivered.
You was gay?
no, I didn't. That's not what he said. That's
I
not what he
mean-
said.
I
That's
mean-
not what he said, BK.
I mean, you play Andrew. I was like, you know.
Well,
What was he delivered from then, Kurt?
DiGiorno.
With pussy.
So do I, but every now and then.
You know what? That's it. All right, BK, you ain't coming. Fuck you. I'm not doing this with you. And Bash, you join his ass. I hope y'all go ahead on. These are two motherfuckers. They talking cash money shit. All right, give him a little breather. All right, there we go. I'm back.
Yo.
I love you too, Kurt.
It's okay. Fuck y'all. Anyway, all right. Yes. Who I didn't think Kanye was going to be this much of a back and forth, but yes, Kanye's weird. We all know that, and unfortunately, I personally only like black titties.
That's
Black
true.
titties are elite.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Now, I mean, look, white titties is titty. I mean, who don't love a good titty? But black titties, whoo, something different about it.
Gotta love them,
Pretty good. I like him.
especially if you got a beautiful areola. Oh my god.
Now, see, the areola I like anyway. Like it could be from any hue, from like red to a deep chestnut
Well,
brown.
that's because areolas are usually the only melanated thing on white people.
So, do you like the quarter size or the pancake size?
Both.
Both of them. I like the ones with the little Nestle Crunch, like little bumps on them. Ooh.
A Star Crunch? Are you
Yeah,
serious?
you know.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
Oh man, because
Give me-
like,
Give
Like my
me
titties are
areola.
walnut.
Areola with
ladies,
Dorito
what kind
skin?
of balls do y'all like? I like it when they drop heavy.
Yes, right.
I prefer a tighter, smooth set.
A nice tight one.
Nice tight set. Yeah.
As long as
It'll
it's
be cold
shit.
Like smooth as that.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Ray was like, "Oh, this is what we doing on Women's History Month."
That was actually
Let's pull up the scrotes,
it was being
niggas.
body positive.
Oh, that was well timed. Shit, you can't make that shit up.
Woo! What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
All
That
right.
was beautiful.
Kurt, go ahead and pull up that selfie then, since we crazy.
Wow. Let's not do that. Let's leave my social media right where it belongs, in the dark recesses of the internet.
He posted that Twitch gonna shut him down.
Hey yo, to my weebs, otakus, and anime fans, if you love manga and you love anime, you know, respectfully, you know, sometimes these characters are under 18.
But yeah,
You know, some of these characters are under 18 engaging in acts that might not be that appropriate. I believe Deku and them are under 18. Demon Slayer under 18, Promise Neverland under 18, High School of the Dead definitely under. And there was a lot of shit going on in that.
they were teenagers.
Yeah. So
some people from Demon Slayer. Sorry.
no, you're good. There's an actual proposed bill to ban anime and manga in Texas because of the depictions of minors in violent and sexual scenarios.
Well, they
How
already
do
banned
y'all
Pornhub.
feel about that?
They already banned
What the fuck?
Pornhub, I believe.
Yeah. Isn't Pornhub banned in Texas?
Yeah.
Like, it's Texas, but also, like, what the fuck? The weebs can't even be at peace in this administration now.
No.
So Texas
Are
has
you
a lot
happy?
of
No, nigga, we coming for you.
Texas has a lot of laws as to why I would never move there, and I don't understand why anybody is still there. But you know, I mean, I get the no income tax thing. I get it. I'm like, yo, like 20% in my check would be awesome, but I'm going to also make at least 10 to 15% less than I make here. So it's like trade off where.
But then who can argue with the bill when they put the see? My thing is ban all anime, but I'm not sure if it's ban all anime or ban that specific anime, but they use that one thing that's like a morality thing to just throw the baby out with the bathwater, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like the prude. I kind of agree with the bill, y'all.
All right.
So, Bree, I want you to speak to that.
Seeing an under 18-year-old character's panties,
Right.
like, really takes me out. And I think that's why we all loved Sailor Moon and we loved Inuyasha, because they actually covered her butt. But, like, you're in middle school. There's no way that you should be moaning this much because he's hugging you. This is gross.
So
this feels weird.
Bree, I'm gonna give you a recent experience. A friend of mine said, "Hey, watch Seven Deadly Sins," and I started it, and I love the anime, but there was a scene where Meliodas just grabbed this woman's breast, and I was like wildly uncomfortable. I was like, that's not right, but he's the hero, and my thought process is, if this is a young, because the animation seems child friendly, if you will. Like, I wouldn't want my kids to think that this hero that's okay. Same with Chainsaw Man.
Or like, we can even take it back to when Bulma was just, exposing herself to children.
Wait,
if nobody remembers that in Dragon Ball, she's just like, this is me, y'all.
And then he patted her.
Like patting her.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He said, wake it up. Yeah. Wake that up.
I just want to say this real quick. So, and I get that times have changed and everything like that.
They ain't changed that goddamn much.
I hear you, Kurt, when you say, like, that's wrong. It absolutely is. Like, I wouldn't want my kids to see that, right? I also wouldn't want my kids to see somebody push somebody off of a cliff. or push a rock off of a cliff onto their heads, right?
Please don't
We
do
didn't,
that,
but
Looney
hear me,
Tunes shit.
hear me
Don't
out.
do-
Just
it's
hear
not
me
the
out.
same
Just
thing.
hear me out.
Let 'em
Hear me
cook.
out.
Let
Hear
'em
me
cook.
out. Just hear me
I'm
out.
taking you off the big screen if you're gonna talk bullshit.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
just hear me out. So what I'm saying is, it's not a matter of your child not seeing the thing. It's what these bills try to take parenting off the table, and that's the problem. I didn't have to. I tell my children, hey, I understand that this is on TV and this is what you're watching, but that should not happen in real life. In real life, these are the things that should happen because you should have conversations with your children. It's not a matter of, well, I don't want them to see it at all. Listen, no, I do want you to see it because if I show it to you, then you know what's wrong. You know what not to do. Period.
Wait, so then by that logic, you're telling me we need rape scenes in movies to teach children?
No, it's not about because the idea is traumatic enough. You don't need to visualize it at all. But this could be considered innocent. We used to play Catch a Girl, Freak a Girl. We thought that was innocent.
I didn't play anything, sir. It was always consensual. Oh, I'm sorry.
We used to think that was innocent, and because we thought it was innocent, it was no big deal. But one day, my father sat me down and said, "Hey, son, it's literally one step away from a charge. Are you sure you want to do that?" From that day forward, I was 11 years old. I never played the game again.
No, not me. If it was my daddy, I'd have been like,
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
I'm just saying. Listen, my daddy was always like, if she say yes, it's a green light. But if she say no, it was about consent. Because Catch a Girl, let's be honest, Catch a Girl, Freak a Girl, don't do that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I had pretty privilege. I had pretty privilege, so I was the kid that got away with it. I was the kid that got away with it. But the ugly guy that went to do it, and she was like, no, but she consented to the game. But she consented to the game.
But once you hear a no,
it's a no.
He taught them that no meant no.
Yes, but for me, it's not. Just because you consented to the game didn't mean that in my mind you consented to me specifically touching you.
Yeah. Okay. I only played Catch a Girl, Freak a Girl when I was over 18. All right. Go ahead, BK.
So I would say with the anime thing and the law, what I don't like, yes, even though as anime watchers we do see the sexualness of the show, but what I don't like is when adults force these sexualization thoughts into children's mind. Because I can honestly say, growing up, watching cartoons and stuff, Looney Tunes specifically being very violent, Daffy Duck being shot with a shotgun in the face, or Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. I've seen the violence, but I know not to do it in my mind. Like, you don't do that in real life. This is just a cartoon. So it comes same thing to me with anime. Yes, I see this stuff on TV, and I'm like, oh, they doing fan service. However, I know they're teenagers and not adults, and some stuff is sexualized, but it's just like you don't think it's like it's just a cartoon. You know, that's my mindset as opposed to I don't like when we force sexual thoughts and sexual things onto children, because it's like, how do we know that they're innocent? They're not even thinking about that until you say something.
So BK, then let me preface that your just statement with a question. When Bugs Bunny would put on a dress and kiss Elmer Fudd square in the mouth,
it was all
was that sexualization?
No, it was all jokes. Because at the end of the day, when I was growing up, I knew about drag queens and people just dressing up for fun. I didn't think of it as a sexual thing or transgender or none of that, because at the end of the day, it was just like, oh, Bugs Bunny, I know that's a dude. He put on a wig and a dress to trick him. It wasn't to be sexual. It was like, I'm gonna trick him real quick, and then it's a joke. It was all jokes because cartoons make you laugh. So I didn't think of it that way.
So if you're a straight man and you get kissed in the mouth by a man in a dress as a joke, you shouldn't act.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know what a straight man would do because I'm not straight. So
what I'm saying is, either way, you have to. Yes, I get what Bass is saying. You don't take out the teaching element of parents,
right?
And I get what you're saying. Do not sexualize things where there is no sexualization. Also, these are sexual acts. Meliodas grabbing titties. I don't care how childlike you try to make it. That was sexual. What was just described with Boma, I haven't even seen it, but somebody patting pussies and their child. that's sexualization.
He's never seen a woman before, and he was curious about the body, so it was a teachable moment for him.
Didn't need to, what I'm saying is, it's no different than like sex in movies, right? We've seen the movies where the couple goes to the bed, they might have clothes on, they land on the bed, cut scene, go to the next morning. We know they fucked. We didn't necessarily need the scene of them fucking. You get what I mean? Go ahead, Queen.
I thought they had to sleep over.
So like in the comments, Jamal made a good point. Like there's ratings, and speaking from my own childhood, my parents were very vigilant about like what I was watching and what I was seeing. So I did not. I'm telling my business, but like I did not see anything PG-13 until I was 13. Like any show with that rating. So any sitcom, any drama, didn't see it until I was 13. And even then they had to screen it first, things that they didn't want me exposed to. And I know it's different now with the internet being everywhere, and it's harder to monitor kids, especially when they're away from you. Friends have phones, parents have like easier access. Other parents have easier access to online tools like tablets and things like that. But again, like it does kind of take it out the parent's hand, especially if like with anime, there are episodes you can skip and still get the plot of the story without seeing all the inappropriate things.
But the fact that there's so much, maybe not so much, but the fact that you have to say, I have to skip around inappropriate things. You get what I mean?
Yeah, but that's all. Media has always been like that.
Can I ask a question? Do we seriously want to or have to police another culture's like way that they show things? Because one thing we're doing, we're streaming from Japan. We're watching their stuff. So it's like in the United States, like, do we have that right to tell them how to make their stuff that we're fans of?
Do you think we should tell Utah not to let children get married at 14 years old?
You talking Mormons?
Do you think?
How do you think on religious stuff?
No. That's a cultural thing. That's allowed in their culture. Do you think you should have the right to tell them that child is too young to get married?
Personally, I would say that yes, they're too young.
Oh, personally, do you think you have the right to say to them? And I'm gonna go to you, Bree. But do you think you have the right to say to them that's wrong?
I got the right to say anything I want. Yes.
Well, then
you can't. You're not going to
change
change
on the other side.
No,
Yes, the Americans can absolutely say to the Japanese culture, "This is inappropriate." They can say
for us.
Yeah,
it's
but
inappropriate
saying it and legislating it are
different.
Agreed.
Yeah,
He said say. He said say. He didn't say legislate.
But like
wait a minute, hold on before you go ahead, Bass. I want to go give it to Bree. Go ahead. What were you about to say?
So about the whole Americanization of anime, if you were to look at Pokemon as it was introduced to Americans versus what Pokemon was in Japan, they are two completely different animes. In Japan, but it's also very violent and bloody, and you are aware that these are animals, these are sentient beings that are fighting to essentially kill each other, like dog fights, right? I would like for anime.
So he's a little Michael Vick.
Not a little Mike Vick. But like if you just take these high schoolers and make them college age in Americanized anime, it solves all of the issues. Like you guys are talking about children, I'm concerned about adults. Like when you're watching Jujutsu Kaisen, for example, you see Yuji, who is very clearly a high schooler, but the second he turns into Sukuna and he has all these muscles and he's growling and he's making you call him daddy, now we're all hot and bothered. And then you have to remember, this is a high schooler. He's in a high schooler's body, and this feels awkward.
Look at BK smiling from ear to ear.
I'm
growling for me.
I'm just saying.
I'm laughing because between Sukuna and Nanami, the internet went crazy.
I had a few daddies for a while. It was Father's Day.
The nasties.
Look,
and
it was Father's Day.
Facts. And listen, it still is at my house. Well, before we move on, I would just like to say, as somebody who has died on the hills, that titties don't belong in anime anyway.
Adult titties.
You see me set up, right?
Adult
somebody
titties.
who has died on the hill, that titties don't belong in anime
Definitely
anyway.
report you on that one.
Listen, I'm not saying that there's a need to legislate it. What I'm saying is I understand. Because High School of the Dead, and I will die on this.
Best
fucking
titty
hill.
jiggle
only anime,
anime
though.
ever.
No,
High School of the Dead got the best
No.
titty jiggle of
No,
any
for
anime
real.
ever.
When that bullet
No
went
words
around one
to
and
say.
through the other, while I was doing that,
Bruh.
Listen,
I almost pulled it up on
I will
YouTube.
never. There will never come a day when I'll be like, this is okay for kids. But again, that's why they come with ratings. And like he said, I
Okay,
had
valid.
parents who I am a parent. My kid is off YouTube right now because he don't make good choices. And because I can't be there 100% of the time to constantly monitor what the fuck he watches, he actually cannot watch YouTube at all right now for that reason. And maybe we'll reevaluate it in a couple of months. And and again, I can't be everywhere all at once, but as his parent, I have to do what I have to do for my household. And I think this is one of those things where I feel like, damn, it's crazy how when you're like, parents know best, but then y'all want to come in and do like the fucking most.
I'm just saying, I grew up watching BET Uncut, so I really don't have no. I was sneaking it. I knew what time BET Uncut came on, so I made poor choices as a child.
I just think it's
That was between adults.
You didn't have parents to be like, no.
I think we do have to keep, and Bree, I do agree. We do have to keep reiterating. It isn't so much the sexual content; it's the fact that it's with children. So
I honestly just think that you're gonna
wait a minute. Somebody has feedback. If you can check your headphones, or I'm not sure whose headphones it is, but you got some feedback. But go ahead.
No, I just think that banning it in probably the biggest state in the country, where there's a huge population, and you're banning it for adults and people who are fans of animes, for children, when parents can, like Teffy said and E said, like, just monitor your children and see what they watch. Like, you can't punish adults because of parents are being bad parents and not I want to say being bad parents. I'm gonna say they're not paying attention to what their children are indulging or watching. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't sit there and punish adults for other adults not taking care or paying attention to their children. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I mean, I respect that, and that is something that you have to be aware of.
Real quick, just real quick. I get the idea of legislating it from a whole group of people. There is a rating system, one, but also if you pay attention, and I know most of these people are probably watching these on Crunchyroll and things like that, but on Netflix, you have to have an adult account to get to the anime. You can't use a child's account to get to any anime. I mean, even One Piece, you can't get to it using the child's account. So that's where it comes down to, yes, you really do have to monitor your children and just pay attention to your kids. Like, there's too much legislation around children, whereas though literally they just took parenting away. Just fucking talk to your kids.
I guess I'll surmise this entire conversation with a question to the entire panel. Should there be any content depicting children in sexual ways?
Made in the U.S., no, because that's our culture. Our culture says protect children. So from our viewpoint, absolutely not. Anything that's made in the U.S., no. But if we are indulging in someone else's culture, we cannot police their culture. We can police how we indulge in it, and that's it.
So we can import children.
I'm not even saying import. I'm saying if we're going to import their culture, then yes, we have to kind of abide by that. We can't unless we're going to import just the parts that we want, just the parts that fit into our culture, which a lot of times would take away from not all the time. Sometimes would take away from the storyline in a few of these shows. Not all of them, not most of them, but a few of them would probably lose out that way. And that's why legislating it this way is weird, because how you banning everything because of a few bad apples.
Okay, I can see that. Like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I will say this. I don't know if y'all remember. There's a movie. This feedback is killing me. There's a movie from back in the day called Kids. Got Rosario Dawson in it. That's her name, Rosario
Dawson.
Is it? She's in Fast and Furious. Yeah, that's Rosario. It's got Rosario Dawson in it. It's if you get it,
Rosario Dawson is not in Fast and the Furious.
I think you're talking about Michelle Rodriguez.
Thank you, Michelle Rodriguez. Thank you. It's got Michelle Rodriguez in it, and it's all kids. It's literally all of them as high schoolers. It is insanely sexually explicit, but it also was a movie about the dangers of the explicitness of the sexual culture of the time. So it was one of those things where it was tough to watch, but it was one of the only movies that I ever seen that scared me. And it was like, oh, let me wear condoms, or let me understand what consent is. And for anybody that's ever seen Kids, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because it is really, really graphic in certain scenes. Widely regarded as a cult classic movie. And that's one of the few movies where I'd be like, I would sit my teenager down, and if he was watching it, like, is this something that I would advocate for somebody to watch? I would leave that up to the parent. You know what I mean? But would I call that a movie that I felt like needed to be made? Not necessarily, but I understand why it was. But the anime is purely entertainment. There's no rhyme or reason behind it outside of putting children in sexual situations for a comedic relief or a sexual rating from the young boys that watch it. It'd be one thing if there was a lesson behind it or an admonition behind it, but there's none of that. So I feel like when it comes to children and protecting children, we got to be really, really careful about what we say should and should not be regulated by the government. Because some things I do feel like that's the reason why we have the FDA. That's the reason why we have the radio censors, FCC and shit like that. There's a reason why we're streaming and I can cuss up a storm and I can't do that on radio.
But the difference is with the FCC, what they don't do is say, all right, cool, this show cannot be played in the US at all. No, what they do is they put it in a rating system and say, hey, parents, this show is rated NC-17. So anybody that's under 17 we recommend that they should not be watching this.
But and if parents, children and sex is banned.
It's not, because we got Euphoria. Euphoria is the biggest fucking show on TV right now, bro. It depicts high schoolers having sex and doing drugs.
That's cable.
Anime is on fucking streaming and cable. It's not on YouTube.
It's allowed, but I'm talking about you can't put that on broadcast television.
But it's still but even under cable, it's still under a rating system. It's still not just accessible. I just got finished saying to you that you cannot access anime outside of an adult account. If you set up a child's account on Netflix, you cannot. They have
had anime on mainstream. They broadcasted it.
What I'm saying to you is it's still where they. First of all, when was the last time you watched broadcast TV?
Cartoon Network.
And Cartoon Network, again, by the time it comes on, it's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock the same time.
Broadcast television, anybody can watch it.
So and you still watched fucking BET Uncut.
That's why I got butt plugs in my mouth. Motherfucker.
But you are an adult. You didn't do this shit as a child.
I got fucked up as a child.
I will introduce.
Okay, go ahead, Bree.
I will introduce the idea that there is a campaign of Japanese women also complaining about the sexualization of young girls in anime, and they are actively fighting against it. So just as a let's help our sisters across the way, And our young men across the way, they are also complaining that because of the sexualization of young children, a lot of them are getting trafficked, a lot of them are getting sexually assaulted, and no one wants that. That's not a good time. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah, thank you.
Just
That's all I'm saying.
Everybody woo-sta. Everybody woo.
God damn. All right, moving on. There's some shit about Looney Tunes. We're gonna move on to a whole other cartoon, and we're gonna kick it over to the professional jaw.
That may or may not things you won't know unless you go see it, y'all.
But there are other things other than anime and child sex that you could watch. Bree, could you tell us what's going on in these?
I hope you're not watching child sex.
Please.
First of all, Porky Pig is of age. Canonically, they have jobs. They're in a factory in this movie.
Are you talking about the updated cartoon when they all adults and paying bills?
Happy Le Pew was creepy though.
He was a little creepy. He did not make an appearance in this movie though.
Free Peppy.
And he didn't make an appearance because of that, because they said he was a sexual assaulter. So they original.
They took him out of Space Jam too.
They took him out of Space Jam.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
So if you're super confused about what is going on, I'm sure that everyone is, because no one's heard about this movie because it's not being marketed. But Warner Brothers did release a 2D movie based around the Looney Tunes called The Day the Earth Blew Up. It looks like it's going to be a tax write-off scheme, unfortunately, because they're doing literally no marketing for this movie. It's a great story based around Daffy Duck as well as Porky Pig, and it's and it's based around the idea of the Earth being in danger, and they have to be the ones to save it. It has a beautiful female lead who's hilarious. Her name is Petunia. She's a scientist. She's a woman in STEM. She's sassy.
That's his girlfriend, yeah.
Yes, honey, and he is down bad in this movie for Miss Petunia.
Okay.
But yeah, so it released on Thursday. Literally, the theaters have been empty all weekend. But because of a Twitter campaign, which, I mean, fuck Elon, but he's doing something, right? Because Black people are still on there. Right. Droves of people have been trying to come out to support the film because we want 2D animation still around.
Got you. None of this, all this 3D Pixar type
Lilo and Stitch bullshit.
There's nothing wrong with Pixar.
Oh no, I'm not, but I agree with Bree's assessment and the culture. 2D animation still has a place.
It does.
I actually miss like the old Disney cartoons.
Yeah.
Do y'all miss the Disney cartoons?
I'm
still petitioning
original
for
ideas.
The original Disney
the cartoons into live action.
Are you talking like the old school Disney cartoons or the early 2000 Disney cartoons?
I'm talking about like Lion King and not in and out, up and down. What's the fucking
Inside Out?
Thank you.
Best
y'all know I'm old. Why y'all doing this to me? Y'all know none of the 3D shit, none of the Up and the Incredibles.
First of all, Inside Out is a great and excellent movie, and everybody should watch that to understand.
So was The Little Mermaid. So was the original Beauty and the Beast. So was Snow White. So was Alice in Wonderland. I
think Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. Well, the last 2D animation movie we got from Disney, I believe, was Princess and the Frog.
Mm-hmm.
Was it? Damn.
That was the last animated movie they ever did.
Damn.
In 2D.
No, didn't they do Wish?
No,
Wish
was computer animated.
Yeah, that's not
2D.
2D.
Good, baby. There we go. So Wish was what? 2D?
Wish was computer animated.
Yeah, like the Pixar feel, kind of.
Yeah. Huh. It wasn't hand drawn like Princess and the Frog was.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wish was good though.
It was.
So what do we need to do to kind of support the movement?
Well, you got to do what you have to do with every movement. Vote with your dollars. Go out, buy a ticket. They're like $15. Go to a matinee. It's a good, funny time. Tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell your enemies, whoever you think needs to be in these seats.
I got to call my ops.
Look, we coming together as a family.
Not with them.
Not with them.
As a family.
I'll let somebody else tell my ops.
And because enough people have been coming out, they are considering releasing Wile E. Coyote versus Acme. So if you want to see more 2D, we're doing the good work.
That's what I need to see. I want to see Wile E. Coyote versus Acme. Y'all really tried to sweep it under the rug. And there happens to be a man in a Wile E. Coyote cosplay in front of Warner Brothers that protests every single day. Shout out to him, whomever you are. Fuck that Roadrunner. No, don't fuck Roadrunner. I like Roadrunner. But still, shout out to Wile E.
Maybe.
Thank you. Okay. Before we get into Tef's topic, we have one poll that was presented on our page, and I want the panel's opinion on if you got to get rid of one, which one are you getting rid of? Are you getting rid of? This is musical black movies. We have 4 of them, and one of them has to go from the annals of black history. Do you get rid of What's Love Got to Do with It? Lawrence Fishburne and obviously Auntie. Angela Bassett, one of the greatest of all times. The depiction of the Tina Turner saga with Ike Turner. Do you get rid of the Temptations miniseries, which was a 2-parter, which gave us Nobody Is Here to See You, Otis, one of the greatest lines Leon has probably ever said in his life. The Oscar-worthy Ray, which is by far one of the best musical biographies ever, and one of the best performances by a black man in any movie, period. And the 5 Heartbeats, which I don't know anybody who, well, Tef, you did see this movie, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, yes, I've seen it.
I enjoy Tef's TikToks discovering black movies.
Listen, I gotta ask these questions, Tef, because wait, is any of these movies you didn't see? Oh, come on, Tef.
Which one you didn't see?
I haven't seen the Tina Turner drawing.
Oh, oh.
Y'all not gonna make this a segment every week where we just
that is a crime.
Grind me up about movies I haven't seen.
You
That's
have
not
never seen What's Love Got to Do with It.
I think we should, because it brings it brings traffic to your page. I think we should.
Steffi, this is Women's History Month. You can't choose
watched
any other movie on there. Lie, girl.
Can y'all legally
Lie.
turn on Tubi Tuesday and stream that movie next week? Can y'all legally do that?
You know,
I mean,
we might be able to get away with that.
Yeah, it's possible.
Damn, Jocelyn said off rip. Goodbye to the 5 Heartbeats.
I think we need to.
I think I agree with
I'm
her.
with you, girl.
I think I agree with Josh.
Yep.
Okay, can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say let's get rid of the motherfucker who made this, because how you gonna get rid of 4 movies? Tell us to pick between 4 movies that is part of black culture and staple, especially.
Didn't Jamie Foxx win an Oscar for Ray? No,
yes, he won an Oscar. Angela Bassett should have won a fucking Oscar.
Angela Bassett should have got like 5.
That performance is one of the best performances put on by a black woman.
So to BK's point, I just want to add some caveats to this that y'all might not know that might help your decision, and then we'll make a decision. The Temptations is not a movie. It is a 2-part miniseries made for TV movie, but it is still relevant and very widely. Of the 3, is probably the least popular in black culture, though, because 5 Heartbeats. Wait a minute, y'all disagree?
I would say the 5 Heartbeats is less popular, to be honest.
What?
5 Heartbeats is definitely less popular because we still trying to figure out how Blue died getting ham out the oven, but we'll never get those answers.
But that because it was strenuous getting them ribs out. God damn it. Ray can't leave. I think we all agree.
For the culture.
Yeah, Ray can't.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, all right. This is why I love my panel, because I'll be like, all right, niggas, are we all together on this? Because Ray is the best overall biography, black or otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
It's Tina Turner. We just not gonna do that to her.
She's been through enough.
She has been through enough. So it's definitely between the Temptations and the 5 Heartbeats.
If I had to choose, it's the 5 Heartbeats.
Which, hold on, before you do that, let me ask y'all. I'm gonna start at the top. Bree, 5 Heartbeats or the Temptations? Which music did you like more?
That's difficult.
Damn it, Kurt!
I'm about to make this real tough for you. Which music did you like more? Come on
in
now.
my house on Saturday when I was supposed to be
Ain't got
cleaning,
no money.
it was the Temptations. We was a Temptation household.
Okay, all right. Teffy Wonder, fortunately, you're seeing these two.
Oh my fucking God, bro. We're not doing this every week.
Which one did you enjoy?
Sir, I have the Temptations both on iHeartRadio and Pandora radio stations. So, yeah.
Okay, Bass.
Are you asking me like which one I enjoyed, which music I enjoyed?
The movie. I'm talking about the movie music.
Oh, then the movie music is definitely the Temptations.
Yo, damn, 5 Heartbeats. All right.
The 5 Heartbeats isn't a real group.
It was the Dells.
Yeah. It's the Dells mixed with maybe like one other group story.
And the stylistics and loosely. Yeah. Go ahead, E. What do you say?
Look, I grew up in Motown. You already know my answer.
I know. BK, do I even need to go to you?
Nope.
I was fighting for the 5 Heartbeats, but I guess for the culture.
Listen, the Dells come on the Temptation station every now and then.
Every now and again they do. Even on Tidal they do.
Damn. Y'all got the 5 Heartbeats. Sorry, Robert Townsend. As great as that movie was,
that was a great movie. It was absolutely a great movie.
Was a good movie.
A made-for-TV movie beat out an actual movie.
Nigga, the original It was made for TV, and it beats out a lot of movies.
A lot of movies.
But that doesn't happen, Teffy. How often does a made-for-TV movie get on par with a
major? I'm saying that's the point. It's not unprecedented.
Yeah.
I mean, what if it was the Jackson 5 story?
I was about to say, but I'll take the Jackson 5 over the Temptations.
But that was the storyline was amazing. We also knew the story. Like it wasn't like we didn't know it. Like I feel like
go ahead.
I feel like the Temptations, like it was certain parts of that we didn't know in real life.
Nah.
Like where's
like things about Michael Jackson's story I didn't know.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of things we didn't know about the Jackson family.
We still don't know about the Jackson.
There's a lot of stuff they left out.
I was about to say it's a lot of stuff they left out.
I just found out Jermaine was fucking Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't have been in the Jackson 5 story.
Mostly fictional, like it was loosely based off a group, but like for the most part, it's fictional. Whereas everyone else, like all that music, like we grew up on, our parents grew up on.
Because they didn't include everything in Temptation movie either.
Well, my thing is, I think also black culture is quotables. Like, you know, ain't nobody coming to see you. Otis is probably the most popular quote, but like the 5 Heartbeats, y'all don't want to sing with old Eddie Kane. You want my spot flash? Like they come on, y'all. Sometimes y'all just never mind. Y'all turn y'all nose up. Y'all real Negroes. All right, let's get into this.
Uppity as it gets.
Teffy Wonder, I'm gonna play your video, and then we can get into your Teffy's topic.
Aren't police officers or soldiers.
We're business owners, we're fathers, we're sons, daughters.
These are civilians, members of the Lincoln Heights Safety and Watch Program.
It's a duty. Okay, let's go.
The duty, protecting their neighborhood, the majority black village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio.
Ain't nobody scared of you.
After neo-Nazis held a rally here last month, carrying rifles, waving swastikas, and hurling racial slurs, just moments before children were let out of school. At the time, law enforcement officials said the neo-Nazis did not break any laws, but an investigation by county prosecutors is ongoing. Weeks later, the KKK came with these flyers.
First African-American community above the Mason-Dixon line of staff.
Safety and Watch Group spokesperson Durrance Daniels says the police did not do enough, which was more chilling because the town was founded in the 1920s as a safe haven for black residents.
Lincoln Heights is our home. If somebody broke into your home, you call the police, and the police says, you know, if they do it again, we haven't broken any law, so we're just going to allow them to break into your home again. What would you do?
Are you worried at all that having a potentially armed response could just create more friction, create more danger?
Sorry.
I'll answer that by saying I've never felt safer as a black man in my community than I have right now.
The mayor of Evendale, which oversees the police force that responded that day, said in a statement to NBC News, "Our emphasis on de-escalation and public safety resulted in the incident's resolution without injuries to any of the persons involved." But residents here say they can't afford to wait. Every day, the Safety and Watch Group escorts children to school and patrols the streets.
Why do you all wear masks?
those Nazis, we have reports of them finding our backgrounds. So we're not hiding ourselves from the residents, but we're protecting our family from what we're doing out here.
While many locals do support the security group, some, like business owner Eric Ruffin, say they wish the group wasn't needed.
We don't want to become what we hate. You know, we don't want to become a group of people that walk around feeling like we have a reason in America to have to protect ourselves.
And this community
Stand up.
Stand up.
is not backing down.
Teffy Wonder, take us into it.
So, this came across my FYP over the weekend, earlier this week, and I wanted to, if nothing else, I wanted to shout these people out for being proactive in policing their neighborhood and like protecting their loved ones. We have a long history of the cops just standing by when the KKK comes, because that's them, that's their folks, those are their brothers and sisters, and they don't do enough to protect us. So to see this to see this town, which I'm so sorry that I'm forgetting the name of it. So to see
Lincoln Heights.
Yes, so to see this town, who I also saw the news coverage of when the KKK came. So
Right.
to see that story, so to see this story evolve from them being violated to now them being proactive and protecting themselves. They deserve all the accolades and snaps. And I wish more people were being more proactive in this.
Where I signed up. Where they at though in Philly? I'm ready.
They're not coming to Philly.
Nowhere, because y'all arm yourselves every day.
They're not coming to Philly.
Now you know they're not coming to Philly.
We're live.
They thought they walked up on a sleepy town in Ohio, and that's not what that was. That's not what they were met with.
Nazis come to my neighborhood if you want to.
You got Nazis.
They know
in
where
your
not
They
to
can
go.
kill if they want to.
I don't know.
Now you know they're not. Now you know they not getting past Washington Avenue.
I was about to say, y'all gonna stop Philly like those YNs did not run the KKK out from CCP a couple years ago.
The YNs
They came out there with their bikes.
Yeah,
They definitely did.
that was over COVID, like 2020.
Yeah, they said, "What you doing here?"
Yeah, you in the wrong neighborhood, bro.
Hey, you want to lose your life over this?
No, and
Like-
that's actually a very good point right there. that
Look,
you
play
just said.
stupid games, win stupid prizes. The KKK or the neo-Nazis decide to mess with a small town in Ohio because people think the Midwest we're so nice and welcoming and shit. Like, nah, we armed too. So play around if you want to.
So let me ask the panel this question. Armed militias, armed black militias. Would you like to see more of that in your neighborhoods?
Legally armed black militias.
Yes.
Organized armed black militias. I don't care if it's legal or
Okay.
not.
Let me put all of it together. Organized.
I have to say that
legally armed black militias.
Yes.
Yes.
Because the government demonized Black Lives Matter and the Black Panther movement, and yet you still have KKK, yet you still have neo-Nazis, yes, you still have hate groups and everything, and the president pardoned them and called them good old boys, but yet because we're black, we are terrorists, we are groups that are looking to aim to rebel against the government. No, we just wanted to live peacefully. And we just want to live our lives.
What Elon Musk call us fake revolutionaries?
Fake revolutionary dude.
Did he really say that?
You're an illegal
Yes, that's
immigrant.
in that clip.
Yeah,
That's in that clip.
He said
He's a gang.
He
That was
wasn't
the.
saying that to black people. He was saying
No,
it
he
to
was saying it to.
He said to everybody.
No, but we fall into that category. It's
We fall
fake
in that category.
revolutionaries.
Yeah.
But I was just saying, my thing is with that, it's just that at the end of the day, my only issue is that business owners saying, I don't want us to see what we become. Why are you thinking negatively like that, sir? Nobody's thinking about it. We think about protecting the neighborhood, not trying to instill fear into people like they are doing. It's a difference between protection and being part of the community, and then trying to scare and instill fear in another racial group just because they don't look like you. If you've seen the video of them leaving that with the police camera. I swear to God, I laugh because that video reminds me of that one scene in Django when it was like, why do we have pillowcases over our head? My wife stayed up cutting holes in these for you ungratefuls. And it was like, because they were that stupid. It's like, where's the mace? Oh, we don't have mace. As he tried to hide the mace, he sprays his friend in the face. Now his friend trying not to call for front of police. Police is like, I'm watching you. Do you need an ambulance?
But BKE, wait. Hold on. You said you had issue with the business owner.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question in that. Would you, in a perfect world, want armed people to have to walk black kids to school?
Yes.
Have to? No.
Have
to.
No,
Not have to. Not have to.
Yeah, not have to, but this is not a perfect world. In a scenario
but that's why I gave you the scenario in a perfect scenario.
That's not the scenario now. The scenario
that was the context in which he said it. He said he didn't say that he had an issue with it. He said he wished that it wasn't necessary.
Okay, but I wish it wasn't necessary to go to work every day.
He also said, I don't want us. He said, I don't like seeing, like, I don't want us to become what we hate. And it was like, we're not becoming that. Why would you say that about
easily? Because no.
It's very easy.
Maybe first off, and it's not to take away from anybody else's experience. To arm yourself and use that firearm against another person, it changes you in ways that you can't even imagine until you actually have that experience. To have a gun fired back at you. I've had multiple times in my life where bullets have come way closer to me than it should have. You learn quickly how easy it is to begin to hate and to become PTSD is a very real thing. And unfortunately, in any war, that's why there are things called war crimes, because you can go in there with great intentions, but what did they say? War changes men. And what you're doing is, and it's not to debate what you're saying, BK, because I know what you mean. Why you're looking at it actually from the positive standpoint. But if you actually got to get active, like you're about to get active with kids around. And
they're willing to get active with kids around.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about my kids. Question. So I have to do whatever's necessary to protect my children.
I do not disagree with it, but also I think we always need people to say, do the thing, but let's make sure that we don't become the thing we hate.
Yes.
But did he have to say that to a news reporter?
I get what you're saying. Okay, you're saying that's one of them conversations that should have been at the barbecue behind closed door with no camera.
But that just shows that you're not a part of the community, because if you were a part of the community, you would have been at the barbecue to have that conversation.
Okay.
I mean,
I see what you're saying. You wouldn't have felt the need to put that on camera
because the media, the way the media portrayed it in that clip was he's against it.
Yeah. And we know how the media does, but I agree with you. It shows like it's a negative. It's the same thing they did with the Black Panthers. Even they didn't show the meal programs and feeding the kids in the schools. They just showed armed black men and showed white America, ooh, be afraid of these people.
Yes.
So yes, we do. Whenever my black people, whenever we are doing things with firearms, never forget that they actually have gun laws because of you.
That's why I was glad BK said legally, because the last thing we need is more of our people getting locked up over like illegal firearms.
There you go.
Because not everyone who's gone away has done it for the wrong reasons or had it for the wrong reasons. Sometimes it was just cheaper and easier and they felt scared. But if they're legal, if they're organized and they're protecting themselves and the babies, because Lord knows the cops ain't about to do it, especially for us, and especially in a small town that's like mostly black people, then yeah, go ahead. And like if they do have to pop off, then yeah, get the babies in the house and out the way as fast as you can, because we're gonna protect our own, even if it's not our blood. We're gonna protect them. But like, do what you got to do. But I mean, this is the reality we're in right now, especially
given the cops' response. I was saying, especially the cops' response being like, "Well, you know, when they came, we de-escalated the situation, and nobody fucking
and there's an investigation open means they're not taking it seriously."
I think so two things. To Bass's point, that's why he added the organized part to it, because like you said, if you just have a firearm with you and you are patrolling, you do have to understand how to get collateral damage out of the way. The collateral damage being the
Mhm.
kids. Like that should be what I'm saying is I don't want nobody who's gung-ho to just shoot back. No, your job is to mitigate a threat, but protect
Mhm.
loss of life first. That's your first priority. Get the kids safe. Just don't be standing there. I just don't want a firefight in the middle of a schoolyard, if that makes sense.
But
mean,
that's
no-
why
no-
I love the.
No, go ahead. Who said that's why I love the what?
Oh, that's why I love what BK said about community. I'm more excited at the fact that these Black people came together and said, this is a need that we have in our community. How can we get this done? How can we make sure that the children are safe? So we're going to walk them to school and walk them back. I remember back in the day, like, you would have a Block mom and she would look to make sure that all the kids got home safe, that they had their book bags and none of them were beat to hell. And then they would call your parents if you weren't acting right. That's what we're missing in our communities.
And we
It
still
takes a
take care of
village.
Miss Ann. And we
It
still
takes
take
a
care of Miss
village.
Ann. To this day, we go to the neighborhood and check on Miss Ann because Miss Ann looked out for us, all of us as children.
I just want to
at least that was my block mom was Miss
I want-
Ann. And
I
she
wanna
wasn't
bring up-
just a block mom; she was a neighborhood mom.
I want to bring
Like-
up Dawn's comments. Guardian angels. And if you don't know who the guardian angels are, they were white people who were like the neighborhood watch on steroids. Guardian angels weren't an issue. It's an issue because it's Black people. It's a visible boundary, meaning reactionary. We don't need to become like anyone else because intentions are not the same.
Exactly. If the intentions are not there, we're not going to become like anyone else. That's why I was saying, like, his comment towards that on the news was unnecessary because it's like,
Well,
that's not the intention.
So I think a lot of people feel that way though, because white. So the comment itself fed into white fear anyway, because the whites fear that we want retribution, and it's like I don't really want retribution. Like retribution doesn't really give me anything that I can tangibly hold.
We should want retribution.
We should want retribution.
But
What
we
is
won't.
it? Who
So
said
that
was it
means
just-
we don't want retribution.
Yeah, be lucky.
Was it Baldwin that said be happy that we want equality?
Equality and not
revenge.
Not revenge. Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand why he said it. Again, it definitely did not need to be said publicly or to a reporter. He's not media trained, so he didn't know that they were going to edit it down like that. He probably spoke to that lady for a half hour.
Yeah.
And they took 30 seconds. So I'm not going to blame him for it, but yeah, I get it.
But as a community, we're gonna have a conversation at the barbecue.
Yeah, we need to we need
And you're not
to
getting
have that
no clue.
conversation because
they had that conversation with him.
You can't take a plate home.
Hell no.
Yeah.
No.
I think I want to say I saw another video. There's a longer clip. They are very organized. They like have
Very.
shit. They like communicate
Very.
openly. Like they are very on top of it. This isn't just some ragtag group of individuals. These are people.
No, this ain't even a neighborhood watch
fathers,
group. Like this is
cousins,
above that.
wives.
Better
Yeah,
than
who,
Batman
like-
just finding kids.
Exactly. No, and it's not just kids. They like walk people to work and stuff and to the grocery store and things like that. Like it's not just that. They're really like stepping up to take care of their community.
Yes.
Oh, and shout out that there was a Black woman under that mask.
Mm-hmm.
It was a few. It was a few of them.
Yeah, it was a couple of different ones they showed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a few of them.
I'm a firm believer in teaching our sisters to not only know how to use, operate, and maintain firearms, but also, I mean, in this world, we already know the most attacked and denigrated individual is Black women. If you are a Black woman and your religious beliefs allow and your moral beliefs allow, please arm yourself. Please arm yourself. And I think we've had a couple of times I've tried to get enough women in a general area that want to learn. I won't say I have resources to help teach you how to use firearms legally, like BK said, and help you through the process. My niece, we just got her gun license. Where I'm about to go through the process of teaching her. It's important. It's important, and not because you even need to carry a gun, but if you're ever in a situation where you have to protect yourself, where you have to wrestle a gun away from somebody, it helps if you know how to use it.
Yeah.
Can mine have rhinestones on it though?
Oh my God, y'all! But my niece, the first thing she said was, "I'm getting my pink Glock." I was like, "That's
yeah."
Conceal carry means you don't want it to be."
Okay,
it gotta
then
match
it's be
the rest of my
cute.
outfit.
Right. It's gotta. I need
That's a lot
one.
of.
Don't see my
I
bras
need
most days,
one
but they
for
still cute.
fashion and one for functionality.
I
Like
say majority of women I
Exactly.
know with guns got either the pink one or that Tiffany blue one, and it's just like,
I
Wait,
saw a cow print one, and I was like, "Ooh."
I even want that Tiffany blue Glock, bro. Like
I
that
ain't gonna
Tiffany
lie.
blue, and silver. Oh, that shit go. I got a couple pairs of kicks that go.
Y'all gotta chill. Y'all my black people. Folks. If
A little
ever,
rhinestone.
if ever you're in a situation that you do not use the gun in a legal manner and you need to toss it, know that colors is a very clear distinction that can be used to prosecute you if you throw your gun.
If I can get away, why do I need to throw the gun?
And if it's legal,
because that's the thing. Like my fingerprints is on it. Like they going to catch me. If they going to catch me, they going to catch me.
You might not put your fingerprints on it.
Oh, then I went out with the intent. Then I had the intent.
if
That
I
was
had
on me
to
then.
use my gun intently, you deserved it, and I would go to court and defend myself and get
There
it.
you go.
Justify
I'm not
self-
tossing the gun.
Not that I fear for my life defense. All right, let's get ready to wrap this one
hashtag
up.
stand your ground, King.
Right. I am definitely in the stand your ground. Look, I am definitely in the stand your ground state.
Listen,
Listen.
that's evidence.
Shit,
That's
Negro.
paperwork.
That's all you had to say.
Stand your ground.
Legally.
All right,
Pennsylvania
y'all.
doesn't have that, and that sucks.
But
You
Pennsylvania
come up
has-
on my porch.
they do have some pretty.
Yeah. Once you enter this front gate of the house,
All right, y'all. We about to get into our main topic. Remember, this is episode 307. Just Hilarious is the donkey of the day. We're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of what's going on in our main topic.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's
So I'm gonna give you a quick breakdown of where we are in this Just Hilarious saga. For a better part of a year or two, a comedian named Corey Holcomb, he has the 5150 podcast. I believe that is either 50, 51, or 5150. I'm not sure. Either way, Corey Holcomb, who is well known for being one of the more salacious and in-your-face black comedians on the circuit, has taken issue with Just Hilarious. He likes to call her less hilarious. And he has berated her, denigrated her, talked about how she's not funny. I mean, he has.
Corey Holcomb also not funny, so
Not funny at all. But you know.
I don't know. The baby killer.
Everybody got one.
Listen.
Everybody got one, and that probably took 10 writers to get.
I'll put it like this. I'm not going to knock it, but Corey Holcomb was asked about Just Hilarious on The Breakfast Club. She, everybody knows that she replaced Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club. Now, he gave his opinion on Just Hilarious being on The Breakfast Club, which caused Just Hilarious to crash out on Instagram Live. But this is what he said about Just Hilarious that sparked the entire debate.
And now I heard some about her up at the Breakfast Club.
She didn't got it. Just
Well, this is what happened at the Breakfast Club. And I always said she wasn't talented. The other girl who has experience and talent at this job took her segment. Read that, less hilarious.
Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like when I'm not one I feel played with, I'm gonna play. Like that's just like, come on. I've been quiet a lot. Started doing the news. I'm like, all right, look, that's her segment. Take me off of that shit. Y'all give her that shit. I'm realizing this is the way these is doing up here that I don't like. She overtalks me. I'm like, yo, shut up.
Rihanna for a long time. This matters. No, listen, hush. This is not a Jackson. No, Lauren. No, just listen. Just please, hush.
So, Corey basically said that the other co-host is much more professional and talented than Just Hilarious and was more qualified than her to be a co-host on The Breakfast Club. Jess took to the Instagram and basically aired out how she felt about it. You saw some clips of it, and it was pretty contentious. Well, today they aired it all out. Now, as content creators, I can tell you right now, Head Nerds in Charge have had some episodes. Baby, it's got a little heated. We have argued. We have fussed and fight. We have we shut down a stream yet, Tef, because it got too hot?
No.
I think we've actually had
changed the chat for sure.
yeah.
But that's the difference between liking your co-host. Like you'll attempt to de-escalate a little bit, respecting your co-host. Like you'll kind of de-escalate a little bit.
I would say it's a difference.
It's a difference.
Well,
I've shut down the stream.
Here's a touch bit. Actually, yeah,
and I love my brother to death. I love him to death.
That shit.
And I shut down the stream.
That shit between Bass and Meek guy. Well, that's a whole nother episode. That thing that was one of the most contentious ones that I had seen in a long time. But this was the response today.
And now we're married. Look at that.
But I think there's a bigger issue sometimes too, because I feel like, all right, you'll call him, you'll cuss him out. We might talk about different situations, but I think a lot of times if there's an issue for real, and then it don't be no movement in here, it's like there's an issue outside and then there's no movement in here, and then we just all in here like he ha. Like you're doing a lot of it right now. You're laughing and joking, but for real, you know that she's up here crying. Nothing about that is funny. Like there's real issues and real problems, and we don't really get to the gist of it.
I want the record to show I see Just cry a lot. So.
It doesn't matter if you see her cry 1,000 times.
You know what? I don't ever talk to y'all. I'm not talking to y'all. See, because when I try to be serious and talk, you see what I'm saying? You see how they do me?
What I'm saying is that I think at this moment, because this is East Side High, West Side, whatever high we gonna be, we here and we together, so we got to figure this out. And it's not, everything's not a joke. And I can understand some of where you was coming from, but bro, part of that live I thought was crazy. I'm like, what, Jess? Like.
What part did you think was crazy?
What part? Because like, Lauren,
it's
not like you didn't hear anything in that live that I haven't said to you.
I heard a lot that you didn't say to me.
Okay, so what part did I not say to you?
Okay, so the part about the talking over each other and the hush, be quiet, because you talk about how you feel in real time, right?
Yeah,
I'm feeling in real time. That be quiet. That was crazy. Is crazy. The shut up. I was like, oh, okay, because. What we really giving up here? Like, what's up?
Okay,
right?
But I didn't. None of that was said. You didn't say anything about that.
And then when I pulled you into the office with our EP with Eddie, the first thing I said to you was, Jess, we fighting for airtime and it shouldn't be like that. I want to know what can I do better as a producer? What can we do better as the two women sitting right here next to each other to make sure that don't happen, because it doesn't look good. It's not going to play well for either one of us.
I literally swear to God, I don't even remember you saying that.
And that's exactly why I had Eddie in the room, or EP,
I never ever heard that.
Because
you pulled me to the side a few times to ask me, are you okay? How do you feel like about the stories and things like that? You've never said what you just said to me. Now listen. I have said, hush, shut up. Yo, you overtalk. And like I said, I'm not about to be up here fighting for no mic. Like, I'm not doing that. If I already got the job, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not. It's four voices. Three of us are very opinionated. You know what I mean? Me, you, and Charlamagne. I'm not saying Envy don't got no opinion, but he don't jump in every single time there's dead air. You know what I'm saying? When you overtalk. And it's like the only time you can quiet down is somebody be like, shut up or hush.
My mom don't even tell me shut up, Jess. I'm a grown ass woman.
And I understand. You could have said that on air right then and there. Or right after when you saying you pulled me in the office. You never pulled me nowhere to tell me that.
Because the way that I do things when it comes to my job and my career, that's not what we on. And I told you from the jump, I was never going to give that to you.
Okay.
Ever. And I did I not? Our first conversation, I said, if I ever have an issue with you, I'm gonna handle it in the way where we can get through a conversation, because we grown, and regardless, you don't gotta love me, you don't gotta like me, but we here together. I'm here.
And listen, like I said earlier, the internet loves mess.
Yes, you are here.
And one of the easiest ways to create mess is to pit women against each other.
All right. Woo.
I'm gonna let the women go first because I have a lot to say.
Yes, I'm about to put us on the bottom.
It's a damn shame that Charlamagne was the only voice of reason towards the end of that. That's a damn shame.
That's insane.
So talk to me, ladies. You're black women in media. One, was this a good look? Did the ladies handle it in a way or a manner? And this is only a clip of it, but did the ladies handle it in a way or a manner that seems like there would be a resolution? 2, do you think there is culpability or accountability over one or the other?
So Jess didn't seem to be taking a lot of accountability. I did watch a more extended version of that earlier. And it seemed like she just wanted her grievances to be heard. She wasn't actually looking for a resolution right then, like the other co-host was. She was just trying to make sure these are my complaints. This is what you do. This is how I feel wronged. I don't care about how you feel wronged. And this is what I want. This is how you need to change, not how do I need to change. How do I need to, maybe back down sometimes if we're both fighting for airtime, or, like figure out a system like, oh, if I hear you talking first, then yeah, I'll let you go. Or like if we're both talking at once, like figure something out. She just wanted her voice to be heard and her issues and not actually figure out the issue. Whereas the other woman, I think her name was Lauren, she was legit trying to get to like a resolution. Like I said, I would do these things, and if I'm not doing those well, please let me know. But you went to live instead of coming to me.
Yeah.
You went to complain to the whole internet before you had an adult conversation with me. I tried having an adult conversation with you with someone else in the room just to make sure I was understanding things after the fact and, holding both of us accountable to what was said. And Jess was like, I have no memory. Like, how do you not have a memory of a whole conversation with 2 other people in the room? And I would love to hear.
A lot of weed.
As a parent, it happened.
Yeah.
I will say this to your point, E, where Charlamagne said, "Don't let the internet put y'all against each other." It wasn't really the internet. Corey Holcomb made a statement on his podcast. Jess went to live and made it an internet.
Yeah, she didn't go to Corey. She didn't.
Right.
Just real quick to speak to that, Kurt. The internet did, because as soon as Lauren got hired, that was the first thing they said. That was the first thing I heard. As soon as Lauren got hired,
she should have reacted to the internet then, not Corey Holcomb's comment.
No, what I'm saying is pitting them against each other. The internet did that because they literally, as soon as she got hired, it was all right. So which one of them is going to survive? Like that was the first headline after she got hired.
Okay,
my bad. I didn't want to interrupt. I just wanted to get that out.
No, but that adds relevant context because
no, that's fine. Like if the internet did it, then yeah, address them. Like address commenters, do a live together where it's like, hey, we're 2 Black women on the same show trying to support each other. We need y'all to stop this. And honestly, like doing a live together at this point first off, finish your issues behind closed doors, get that resolved, and then come to the public. Like, this is what we agreed to. We have decided to do this. But like just trying to be heard and get her complaints out without actually working towards something was a problem for me.
If Charlamagne is half the entertainer I think he is, he wanted that conversation on the show.
Of course, it brought in
that to me. Everybody say take it offline. Yeah, if you want to be
talking about it now.
If you have couth, but we talking about ratings. Yeah, this is a man that let Birdman come in knowing he wanted to fight him. So, Bree, how do you feel about it?
So just to comment on what you just said, you also have to think about what is your career going to look like afterwards. And that's what frustrates me about Just Hilarious. Like, yes, you're getting the ratings up. Kudos to you. You're having your moment. You're going to get clipped up. It'll go viral. But who is going to hire you after this?
Right.
Who's going to want to work with you?
Job.
That's a yeah. Because if I saw that, I'd be like, even if I liked her, I'd be like, oof, is she tough to work with?
Exactly. And you know me, if I have a problem, I'm a real quick, hey, hello, Curtis. Curtis, hello, how are you doing today?
You ain't got to put, you ain't got to say it like that. I can't be just.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying my stay here. We need to fix this.
Yes,
and I think that's what we're missing. That's what Jess hasn't learned, is that if you have issues, there are people that you can go to advocate for you. She could have easily approached Envy and Charlamagne like, hey, y'all saw me getting my back kicked in. Why are y'all not standing up for me? And that seemed to be her original issue. How she transformed it into a Lauren issue means that she's had those deep-seated feelings for a while.
Bars. Teffy, I want to ask you your opinion, but I want to ask you a question before you state your opinion. Because, my beloved, this is something that you've battled for a long time. Do you think Jess perpetuates the angry black woman trope?
That's unfair.
That's really unfair.
Does she?
Yeah, that's the reason why I asked it, nigga. Let me cook. Tef. No. If for those that don't know, whenever we have our shows and whatnot, people always be like, Teffy's this or Teffy's that, Teffy so this, or but if you don't know her,
Yeah.
Tef,
Do you ever think maybe she had a right to be angry?
So speak to it.
So, I'm never going to take the side of a man who is putting a woman down or who is actively pitting two qualified women against each other.
Ooh.
Because that is exactly what Corey Holcomb is doing. And however you feel about Just Hilarious, if she was not qualified to do that job or bringing something positive to the Breakfast Club experience, she would have been fired.
You
Period.
cooking. Come on, keep cooking.
So, however he feels about her, she is qualified to be there. She that check she get is just as valid as whatever he get from running his fucking mouth talking shit about her. So, having said that, I don't necessarily always agree with how she presents her feelings and how she conducts herself on her radio show. I think she can be a little bangy, a little abrasive, and some of her opinions come across a little problematic to me personally.
Is that Baltimore in her?
Listen, and as a Philly John, I get it.
That's what I'm about to say. We
Bitches be a little
understand.
toxic. Bitches be a little toxic. Having said that, I'm also not a fan of women fighting each other when the problem is the niggas around you. Because if Jess is feeling like she's not being heard, then that is the fault of the executive producers, the other people on the team, Charlemagne, for like if she feel like she got to fight for airtime, nigga, why y'all not taking care of that? Why you not sitting her down and being like, okay, I see this going on, this friction. How do we
mitigate it?
You've said it, Curtis, like, hey, we're gonna do this and make sure we're not talking over other people and giving other people time. And you know what I'm saying? And in a virtual environment, it's a lot harder than what they're doing in studio. Right. But why is there nobody responsible there to stepping in and being like, I see where this is causing an issue. Let's do this. Y'all putting the own, and not to say Jess should not be held accountable for flying off on the fucking handle on live and like laying it at Lauren's feet, which that's not her fault, especially if Lauren has done the work as she said she has, and as Jess has admitted that she have, to come to her and say, hey, how do we fix this? You know, like this is not maybe like the best way to conduct ourselves on live, because Lauren is think of it as from a professional standpoint, like, bitch, I may want to get another job after this. So I don't feel like she's going about it the right way, only because like they said, like Bria said, what are you other niggas fucking doing then? Just watching them squabble for ratings, and that's not right either. And if you actually, and this is where I said, where you respect and care for the people you fucking work with, because there's no way that you give a shit about these two women sitting across from you and y'all let them go at it like that, like, and it not be all cool at the end of it. Because as much as we go back and forth, a lot of the times Curtis like will come to me afterwards and be like, "Now you know I was just bullshitting for the views, right?"
Hey, don't put that out there.
I know.
No, that's important to say, because people come up to me and be like, you want me to fight him? No, please.
After the show, tell me who said it.
I mean, Tef, I'm still down to fight him. I know we had that conversation back channel, but you know.
Right. No, or like he said, like where people would be like, well, Tef is just so not too much on Tef. Not too much on Tef.
Well, and not to jump in, but y'all don't. Something Bad said something very pertinent earlier. He said that's the difference when you actually Me and Tef are actual friends.
Friends, yeah, like that's the difference. Like y'all are friends. Y'all hang out outside of this. Like y'all don't just do this.
I have to add this caveat. I did not know Tef before Head Nerds in Charge. Me and Tef are friends from doing this show. It's not like we have a childhood friendship. We developed our friendship based on we done this show together. And I have a very, very deep respect for what Tef has not only brought to this show, to the point where I say our show.
Yes.
And it has only been me and Tef that have consistently done it for the last 5 years. So, yes, I take all the liberties to push every one of the buttons to make the show more interesting, or it's not just talking heads. And yeah, a part of that is me and Tef arguing. That is actually the shit that y'all love, because I have my opinions, she has her opinions, and a lot of times that shit's real. Like I genuinely feel like that. But those moments where I know I'm going further and I've hurt my feelings, my friend's feelings, or I have said something that doesn't align with her code, and I have to reassure her, even though we disagree, we're still good. Things like that happen behind the scenes. And I do that not just because I'm a friend, but number one, as a good leader, you should be able to go to your team and be like, maybe I fucked up, to help me to do better, and or as a black man that protects black women, because I can say some really, and I'm beyond, I can say some really misogynistic, jokey things that is detrimental to women. We talk about yitties the entire time. Brie had to bring up balls just to balance the scales. We don't shy away from shit like that, but I have to reassure Tef that that's not me as a person. I'll do that for the joke, and if it becomes inappropriate or uncomfortable, you let me know. But that's just who we are. If you are not in a place where you can go to the people that you are working with and say, hey, is there a better way we're doing things? And as black men, and that's the thing that I did not like with Envy and Charlemagne. That's your teammate. At the end of the day, where's the protect black women in that? Because for me, if it was me, I'd be in Corey Holcomb's face. If Corey Holcomb had a lot to say about Tef, whether I agree with her or not, what you're not going to do is come up to the studio and let me air you out. We can hash that out up there. And I love that from all the viewpoints of my media sisters above, they gave you contrasting ideas on how things should have handled, and not a single one of them was wrong in their viewpoint. There's a lot of shit that could have been done better.
Yes.
For Bass and BKE, what could have been done differently from the men that you think, because we'll leave the opinions about the women alone.
The biggest thing that either of them could have done, I mean, hell, I don't expect Envy to do anything because he never does anything. So I'm not going to have him. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, now he's going to jump out the box. Like, he's been in the box his whole career. Let him stay in the box because he might fuck around and say something dumb. Charlemagne, on the other hand, I mean, it's his show. He should have stepped up and said, yo, listen, this is a lot. Let's take this off. Let's take this off air, because he finished once he got what he wanted. Then he said, hey, this is a lot. Let me bring in the reins, right?
Yeah, I don't like
that. I don't like that, because it's like, no, because now I know you did it now I know you let it go for a reason. Like, and that's my issue with but that's always been my issue with Charlemagne. Like he does everything he does is for ratings, but he also comes from the Wendy Williams bloodline. So yeah. I'm like, I understand what that is. I get it. I get it. But at some point we have to look at ourselves and say, like, if Charlemagne comes out tomorrow and says, hey, listen, I'm apologizing to my viewing audience because I allowed that to happen, I'm gonna respect the shit out of him, because at least he looked back and took accountability for the part he played. If he says nothing at all and never addresses it, then I know. Like, but
there's a difference between letting it go for the ratings and like not making sure that your base is good. Because you can let it, like, in the moment. Does it make for good television? Does it make for good ratings? Yeah, but like, that shouldn't be the only way you get ratings. Or if that is the way you get ratings, everybody have to be in on it.
Yeah, I was about to say everybody got to be in on the joke.
Yeah,
everybody got to be on the joke.
That's the difference between me and Curtis, because like a lot of the times I'm in on the bit.
But that's the thing. I don't think Jess has ever been in on the bit, and I think that was the issue that I had when she first joined the show.
The bit is always at her expense.
Exactly, and that was the issue. That's what I'm saying. The issue I had when she first joined the show was that it was like it feels like it's a chemistry issue, and it's just off. It's almost like for instance, it's off. Like the chemistry is just off. Like it's a rapper rapping off beat.
But if Bass, to that point, I think it's because we just so used to Angela Yee.
But Angela Yee had the same problem. That's why she left.
I was about to say she did.
And Jess actually said that. She said, I can only imagine what Angela Yee dealt with. And that's why she said, why do you think she went off to do her own show? Thriving, by the way.
I was about to say.
I mean, so BK, same question.
What do I think the men should have done differently?
Well, you know what? Or just give me your viewpoint on this scenario.
Jess definitely could have handled it better as far as it from a professional standpoint, because it seemed like she was just coming off from emotion, while Lauren was really trying to rationalize the situation and say, I've tried this behind closed doors. And as we said, Jess was like, I don't remember that. So it's like, at this point, it's a public issue. So let's resolve it publicly. In the midst of her trying to resolve it publicly, it just seemed like Jess wanted to argue from my view. At the end of the day, I don't agree with, I agree with Teffy saying like she's, would you say ghetto or
I said she
abrasive?
Yeah, well, let's not call it ghetto.
That's what I said. Like, what was the word? I don't.
We'll just say unprofessional.
She's abrasive. She
was abrasive. So I honestly say like with that type of energy, that's always been Jess. But at the end of the day, there's a time of like as us black people know the gift of gab. We know when to turn it on, turn it off type deal.
Everybody don't know that.
Well, you're absolutely right. But in this instance, when you have someone talking to you calmly, have the emotional intelligence, try to like, why are you popping off at her? And then you're over talking her.
Resolve.
You're talking about her over talking while you're over talking her at the same time. And then on top of that, what I didn't like was the fact that she thought like, I got hired for this job. I shouldn't have to fight for airtime. You shouldn't. So just talk. She's like, you don't have to talk every time there's dead space. Then you talk. Why are you mad that she was professional enough to catch like we have dead space? Say something, because you're not picking up on it. Envy's not picking up on it. Charlemagne is the mastermind behind everything because he is an entertainer. He knows what's entertaining. He knows what's going to bring in ratings. He knows what it is. He said, hey, but at the end of the day, Charlemagne is smart because at the end of the day, this is a Lauren and this is a Jess issue. Charlemagne, even though it's on his show, he's like, hey, even though I'm the host, I'm gonna entertain it. I laugh. It seemed at first I was like, he seemed kind of insensitive to the fact, like I see Jess cry all the time. He's trying to keep the humor and lightheartedness of the situation because he know it can turn serious at this.
But I think that was
as an entertainer,
I didn't like him saying that.
I didn't like him saying it. I did not like him saying it. Trust me, don't get it twisted. I did not like him saying that. But as an entertainer, Charlemagne is like, I have to keep some type of something. It's something you do as an entertainer when you have a lot, especially live, an audience in front of you. Something goes off script, you got to improv real quick. His improv might be awkward, but he had to improv real quick. Like, hey, I was getting serious. Let me throw a joke in there. It may not be the right type of joke, but he was trying to like keep it calm and keep it like not so serious. But at the end of the day, it just seemed like Jess was so serious at trying to force her feelings and thoughts on everybody else, even throwing Envy under the bus. Three of us opinionated. I mean, Envy not saying it, but Envy this and then that. Then she said something about Charlemagne. It was just like, okay, you're dragging them into a situation they have nothing to do with. You're fishing for sympathy or type. That's the way it felt to me. And what I felt like could have happened differently. Yes, Envy needs to speak the fuck up. He really does. He can't be quiet the rest.
If he can't say shit, he was trying to hustle New Jersey people out of the house.
I mean, yeah, we know like he
Envy
has
need to be quiet and light skinned.
But if in a time where there's a time,
All right, hold up. That's a whole lot.
Hey,
Hold up.
I'm just saying
like this nigga always.
No, I was just saying in a time when it's like for you to do the right thing, step up and do the right thing. That's what I'm saying. Like you have an opportunity to do the right thing. Do the right thing. Charlemagne, I get it. He joked and then he started to get serious towards the end of the conversation. But
let me ask you.
I don't think they could have really did much.
Hold on. Did you see the whole thing?
Not. I see more than that. I didn't see the whole show.
Because Envy did say something in the beginning. Also, there are instances where Charlemagne should have shut the fuck. There's actually a point in there where he should have shut the fuck up and let them women talk. And let them hash it out because Lauren was trying to make a point and he kept interrupting her. And I kept being like, bro, this is the time where you just let them talk it out because you already done aired it at this point. And then I do think there is some catharsis in allowing things to be handled on air when it's made public. When Jess made that live public, you brought our audience into this. Corey Holcomb, yes, he was an asshole. But now you're airing the dirty laundry via live. Cool. Let's address it on air. The first thing is take accountability. You didn't feel protected. We should have protected you better. What does that look like to you? And this is what we think about that. But there's an instance where, like Bree said, some of that festering shit that she had with Lauren bubbled up real bad. And Lauren is absolutely a consummate professional in the way I think she handled it. But there was those moments where I was just like, Charlemagne, this ain't the time for you to interject. Let them women ash that out.
I actually think the festering was with Charlemagne and not with Lauren.
That's kind of how I feel.
Because so that's the thing. Like when she first came to the show, like I don't even understand why they hired her. To be completely honest with you,
Jess Hilarious went on maternity leave. That is why they hired her.
No. Not Lauren. I mean Jess from the beginning. Just from the beginning. And I'm not saying that. Yeah, that's really what it was. So then to say that for Corey Holcomb to say she wasn't qualified isn't really a shot. Bro, you didn't have any media. You had no media training before you got this job. You didn't do radio. You didn't have a podcast. You didn't do anything before you got this job. You were a social media comedian. That is what you were. She was a stand-up comedian that used social media to build herself.
Oh, no. Hold on. Just to correct you. So like you said, let's give it right. You're right. She started off as a social media comedian influencer, but she migrated
and she honed her skills. But she also honed her skills in being a stand-up comedian. I don't want to take that. I don't want to take that. She wasn't in media. She wasn't in radio. Right. So to say that she wasn't qualified is not a shot in my mind. Because if he would have said it about Drewski being on the radio, I would say the same thing. Like it's no different. But my issue is that again, her and Charlemagne never really had chemistry. And I feel like him taking that shot of saying, yo, I hear her cry all the time. Any of us that's been in a long-term relationship respond to our girlfriends way different after year 5 than we did in year 1.
Yeah, you kind of fed up with it.
So
I'm fed up with it. So now, I heard you cry all the time. It is what it is.
Go ahead, Bria, and then I'm going to go back to Tef because I know she had a point. Go ahead.
So when you say that her actual issue is with Charlemagne, I completely agree. But I watched a video not too long ago about how the hierarchy of problem solving happens in community. Jess can't go after Charlemagne. She can't. She doesn't have the chops to come after Charlemagne. She doesn't have the platform to come after Charlemagne. If she really tried to pop her shit on Charlemagne's going to end her immediately. He's going to verbally eviscerate her. So her best bet is to go at Lauren, who's on the same totem pole as her, maybe a little bit lower. That's a lot more. Exactly.
But she also,
and I do think that she does have some issues with Lauren because of how Charlemagne treats Lauren. Treats Lauren.
Yes,
I got you. They treat her like the professional.
Yeah.
And
I disagree. I don't think she needs to pop her shit, but like, there's a way to talk to people, and there's a way to talk about people Especially even people who are higher up than you. Like it's Charlemagne's show, but like nigga, he should never be beyond reproach.
Wait a minute, pause real quick, Teffy. Shout outs from Barbados. I just like whenever we get international motherfuckers, I just thank you, Zena. Okay, baby, continue.
Yes, but I'm saying he should never be beyond reproach. And she's been on the show a couple years now. So like, no. She should be able to say, hey, bro, you fucking up a little bit, ain't you? Like, because it's a way to talk to people and it's a way to handle the situation.
There's a way to talk to people.
So
and
I hear you.
Hold on, real quick.
Talk to me nice then.
No.
That's the shit I deal with.
I want
on
to add
camera. You wild for that.
I want to add to Teffy's point.
Well, I wasn't done.
Whatever you gonna add, make it short because we get ready to get out of here.
I would say I just wanted to finish off by saying, and yeah, her issues with Lauren, but my thing is Lauren has tried to hash out y'all issues with each other. So
and if you don't want to
take it back to the source, but have couth and do it and go about things.
But that's
unfortunately do it in a professional way.
But that's the thing.
That is your bread and butter. Like,
but has Jess ever shown couth? Has Jess ever shown couth? She got famous because she's the reason that I know who Jess Hilarious is because she talked shit about a man with a turban on a plane. That's literally when I was first introduced to her. So the idea that she has couth is like lost on me. Because if I like
that's your personal perspective.
A character of her, you don't
BK,
know.
No, you're right. I'm saying the character that she plays, even on the show, the character that she was hired for, doesn't have couth.
But you're saying she was hired as a character and not off the merits of her talent, which in itself is kind of a low key.
Prove me wrong though.
But no, I don't have to. You're entitled. Hold on, real quick, and I'm gonna go to BK. Everyone is entitled to their opinions, and that's just what they are.
Right,
it's your personal opinion. Some people feel like Jess Hilarious is a perfect fit. Some people feel like Jess Hilarious is hilarious. Some people don't. All of this is art. It's all subjective. Media is subjective. For everybody, for as many people that will love you, there'll be just as many that hate you. And if you want to get in this business, you better get a thick motherfucking skin real quick. And something that somebody told me a long time ago, never, ever, ever read the comments.
That's it.
BK, get ready to make last comments, and I'm going to get the ladies the final word on this, and then we get ready to get out of here.
All right. So one quick thing that I just wanted to say.
It's not quick with you.
No, well, this one is quick. The second problem, maybe. But the first one is I feel like she was only hired to bring in the younger crowd to the Breakfast Club. I don't think she was qualified to be on radio personally. Okay. Honestly, she wasn't even funny to me on Wild 'N Out, to be honest. But I just want to say I think she was brought in to bring in a different demographic audience to the show. Did it work? Probably not, because if you wasn't a fan of the Breakfast Club before, you're not a fan of the Breakfast Club now, because it's just not your thing. Secondly, what I wanted to say is Hollywood is a dog-eat-dog world, and I understand why Charlemagne doesn't fight for her. At the end of the day, like you said, I got hired for this job. Then do your job and fight for yourself. Speak up. Do things. Like literally handle it differently. At the end of the day, I can't fight your battles for you. You got hired here, right? You want the same equality for it. Fight for it. Don't sit here and be angry and cry about it. Like he said, I see her cry all the time. Stop crying and do something. At the end of the day, this is Hollywood. This is entertainment. What I do in auditions, we dance, we battle, we fighting for that spot. You can't sit there and cry when you get the spot and you don't know how to handle it. That's not how Hollywood works. And if you can't handle the heat, get the fuck out the kitchen.
And Charlemagne really did. You right, BK, because Charlemagne, if you not for nothing, he crawled out
for you. You gotta fight for yourself.
He crawled up out of Wendy Williams' shadow.
Yes,
which is a wild.
Yes, that's a wild thing to say.
He came out of the boonies of South Carolina all the way to fucking New York to the #1 radio show in America. He ain't got no sympathy for you crying.
You right. No, and I'm gonna give it to the ladies to close out. BK, kudos. I co-sign that wholeheartedly. The only thing I'll add to that before I give it to the ladies is, folks, if you are so blessed to be in the minority to actually make it to the motherfucking mountaintop, when she said, I got the job, and
what you doing?
You got to keep the job.
That's it.
It's never making it is not it. Maintaining it in longevity, and any entertainer, content creator, anybody will tell you it's consistency, because there's a lot of has-beens.
Just because you hit on me, you done.
The thing is, there's more never wases, but there's more has-beens than success stories. So never forget that. And I just last, of course, you might not ever see this episode, but I mean, genuinely, to me, that was the one time where I was like, I'm not feeling that. I got the job. So what? There's somebody doing the job as good as you, if not better. You can be replaced tomorrow. Because no matter how much you think it's Charlemagne's show, it's on iHeart's network.
Especially iHeart, they'll replace you in a snap of a finger.
It's still not y'all shit. Black-owned entertainment.
Actually, Clear Channel is who owns it.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah. And the day that some executive from Clear Channel say, hey, we'll get rid of your whole shit if you don't get rid of her. See how much you got the job. Bree, and then Teffy, closing comments.
I have 2 points. I'll make them very quick.
Go ahead.
I do want to recenter this idea of she wasn't qualified. I don't really like saying that, especially about minorities, people in broadcasting, because you're not qualified until you're qualified. I wasn't qualified until I picked up a mic and I started popping my shit. Jess has been popping her shit for God only knows how long, and she was blessed with an amazing opportunity. They saw something in her, which was probably that she would pull a younger demographic, and they deemed her qualified. So regardless of if we like her on the set with these people, she has earned her stripes at this point. And I'm sure this is a very large learning lesson for her on how to handle conflict with her co-hosts. My secondary point is I wish that there was more Black women teaming up. Like when I came on the show, I joked with Kurt that I'm only coming on here because Teffy needs someone to be her tag team partner. But in reality, yes, I am always going to be a tag team for my Black women in the room. And I feel like if Jess and Lauren had given themselves an opportunity, I'm not going to put blame on either one of them because I don't know the intricate details of their relationship. But I would have loved to see Jess being the more aggressive, assertive one, and Lauren being a little bit more polished, and both of them teaming together to give Charlemagne the blues. Ooh. What? That is good television to me.
Yeah, yeah.
That is good television.
That would have been
so
good.
See, that's the EP in that girl. That girl bad.
But yeah, so that is my one piece of advice to female broadcasters: team up with your sisters, give these men the blues, and that's it.
I love it. And to that point, that's why the Breakfast Club is on. They actually are streaming on Tubi right now, so they've transcended just YouTube. You're on a streaming platform, one of the few radio shows on a streaming platform. That when she says that's good TV, that's literal. Teffy, take us home with this entire topic.
Well, just to reiterate what Bria said, to say that she's not qualified, again, she done been there long enough. She has cut her teeth, and whether you think she deserved the job or not is not a fucking relevant in the least bit. So none of y'all niggas was qualified either, but y'all would get up there every day and still do it if you got the opportunity, would you not? And again, as somebody who has been at jobs and like been like, man, if y'all don't fucking get out of my face, like like I get it. And I don't appreciate people coming at her because you don't like her, because she's abrasive, because she's loud, because she's not your idea of Black femininity. That's not, like, you don't have to like her, but to tear her down because she's not what you want in a woman or what you think she should be is ridiculous. And I would like to, if I could say anything to her, again, I think her and Lauren, y'all don't have to be besties, but I do think that woman sitting across from you is not your enemy. Not now, not ever. And if she is your enemy, it's because the niggas sitting across from you told her to be. Told her she had to be. Told her that if she wanted that fucking job, that's who she had to be. Because it's never once been women against women for the sake of it. It's always been women against women for the entertainment of men.
That's on every level.
That's on God. Well, we'll never be a part of the Black Effect Podcast Network. It's okay. We keep shitting on them one network at a time. No Disney, no YouTube, no Black Effect. No, honestly, Tef, Bree, surmise it as perfectly as you can, and of course, Bass and BK added that additional perspective from the male perspective of things. I personally, I wanted to talk about this topic just because we here and on our network we promote people of color in media, but I always add that caveat, especially Black women, and I don't say POC women. I say specifically Black women because
Black women.
There's not enough of them.
This is Black women.
You got 2 Black women on the #1 fucking radio show in the country. I'm not saying that you don't do what you need to do for the ratings. You don't do what you need to do for the entertainment. But at the end of the day, I love how it was surmised. Y'all still got to come together and keep being excellence. Because no matter what y'all think, there's somebody not Black waiting for you and pointing at what you're doing because you're a DEI hire and they want your spot. And when we're fighting, never forget, when we're fighting, we can't protect. If we're engaged with each other, we can't protect ourselves from the outside forces looking to break up what we've done and accomplished. So at the end of the day, thank y'all for pulling up and supporting us. As always, typically we do our breakdown, but a nigga tired and I got work in the morning. But follow BKE, follow Bass, follow the professional John. You can check her out on Instagram. Teffy Wonder absolutely always holds it down. And Teffy has a saying that she likes.
That's my purse, niggas. I don't know you.
Let's rumble.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
You know I'm never going to end the show without you doing your shit. Listen, let's get out of here. We'll see y'all next Wednesday as we back in the saddle. Thank you so much to our panel for the night, and thank y'all for staying up late with us. We will see y'all next week.
Great, I can go eat now.
9